So, deliverance from my enemies till all my fears is cold. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. No longer slave to fear, no longer slave to bad health. This is Dr.Batson of Batson and Associates, right here in Sky 99.5 FM. It is now 40 minutes past the F9, and Dr. Batson is here. He's ready to go. I'm going to give God thanks again for the opportunity of having him here with us on Sky 99.5 FM. Good morning, Dr. Batson.
Good morning, Mr. Dion Green. How are you, sir? That's all right.
Making sure everything is fine, testing stuff out, making sure everything is in a gear.
Yes, sir. You hearing me now?
Yes, man, loud and clear.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
How are you
Dr.
doing?
Batson, how are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah,
It
man,
seems like ages I haven't seen you.
Yes, that is
You had,
very, very true.
you had a deputy for the past few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, for the past few weeks, the man himself,
You
let's
understand?
call him the Caramel King, you know.
Yeah, serious, is it?
Yeah, let's call him the Caramel
What
King.
you have the ladies game man here? You have a sweet boy name?
I don't even know. I asked no question.
You're not asking no question. All right, Mr. Dominic. All
Yes,
right,
Dominic.
I don't run the plates, man. Where you get a name from? I just send them number plates. I just send some investigation to find out what's going on there, man. Yeah.
I couldn't see you next time.
You understand? So as usual, it's always a pleasure being here.
Blessings,
Pleasant good
blessings.
morning to our Facebook family. So yes, I can see Facebook information. So we have a very packed program for you guys this morning. We're going to be discussing a number of things as usual. And of course, we'll try our utmost to entertain most of your questions. You know, we try to get all, but you know, sometimes it's so much, right? I have to explain something as we go along, because I tell persons, you know, sometimes when people think they have your number, they think it's an advantage, right? So there are people who, for some reason, may have known me for years, and they have my phone number. And then, you know, they might know someone recently who is ailing, you know, who wants some help. So they might think it necessary to say, hey, you hear what? You know, I really ain't supposed to give you Dr. Batson's number, but I'll give you the number. And they do it. And I don't really have much issue with it. The problem is with people, when I tell them, is sometimes they message me on my phone, on WhatsApp. But the thing is, your message will come in 11 o'clock. And by 11:15, it have 100 messages on top of you. So sometimes you think that having the number might make it easier for you to get me, but sometimes it's harder. Because remember, as it relates to Shogunas and that kind of thing, I have administrative staff, so they will be able to, you know, filter certain things and, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just saying that to apologize, because somebody gave me a good blow the other day and tell me they messaged me so long, and I didn't take them on. But the thing is, the message came, as I said, if it came 11 o'clock and maybe about 11:30, it had 100 messages. So your messages just went down. And in opening and, you know, trying to reply to whoever I can reply, you know, I was not able to do that. So believe me, that is not a deliberate thing, you know. So, you know, just keep that in mind for me. Please. Sometimes, believe me, it is easier to go through the office. All right, so I just thought I would have said that, because that person was quite upset. So much so I went to tell them, I said, listen to me, you do not pay me, but I behave myself, you know, so just keep that in mind. So it's all good. You know, a pleasant good morning to all the listeners. Today we're going to talk about eye health, because I think we cannot overspeak or over-exaggerate the issue associated with eye health, especially as it relates to diabetes, because I'm finding more and more, you know, persons getting some serious issues with their eyes. Interestingly, at Batson and Associates, we do have an excellent track record as regards to helping persons with their eyesight. Pleasant good morning to Miss Pamela Moses, Miss Mary Elizabeth, Miss June Garcia, Oliver Marin, Honey Bay, good morning. Yes, my dear, I hope you are very good. Shakil Honeybay said good morning. Miss Juliet is saying good morning. Yeah, so we're going to touch on eyes a bit in depth because I think a lot of you don't understand, or you all rather don't understand how important it is to have proper eye health and to maintain proper eye health, especially if it is you are diabetic, especially if you're a diabetic, and also especially if you're hypertensive, because a lot of persons don't understand that those two issues, those two imbalances in the body, diabetes and hypertension, significantly contributes to poor eye health. And if you do not, you know, the old people ever saying, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. A lot of the times, you all don't understand how important that is in really preventing one's eye from deteriorating. Good. So it's very, very important that we discuss eye health this morning. We're going to touch on cataracts. We're going to touch on glaucoma. We're also going to speak about macular degeneration. And you have wet macular degeneration and dry macular degeneration. We're speaking about glaucoma. You have open-angled and closed-angled glaucoma. As I said, we speak about cataracts. We're also going to speak about general eye health, you know, how to maintain healthy eyesight. As I said, especially if you are in a situation where you are diabetic and you are hypertensive, because as mentioned before, those two issues can significantly contribute and accelerate the loss of your eyesight. In fact, glaucoma is actually known as the thief or the stealer of eyesight, adult eyesight that is, because glaucoma is responsible for blinding millions of people on an annual basis. Of course, that could be avoided, you know, where if you're making the necessary checks, if you're being proactive, if you're looking at dealing with some of your issues from a natural and integrative perspective. Ms. Moses is also asking for us to touch on floaters, and I am going to address that as well. And we realize that, you know, a lot of individuals have issues as it relates to eyes. So that's what we're going to speak about. So as it relates to your eyes, we know what is the purpose of our eyes, right? For sight. Now, a lot of people do not understand that you do not see with your eyes, right? Technically, you see with your brain, because you have specific messages that must be transmitted in a particular sequence in order for one to be able to see. So, in other words, if you have poor cerebral hemisphere, which is your brain, poor brain circulation, if you have poor brain health, it is going to affect what? Your eyesight. Because, as I said, in order to have healthy eyesight, you have to have healthy brain function, healthy nerve function. Your central nervous system must be functioning properly. The circulation in your brain should be optimal, which is why when you look at persons who have serious eye problems, the circulation in the brain is poor. And I've seen this on numerous occasions, whether it be cataract, whether it be glaucoma, whether it be detached retina, which is bleeding behind the eyes, whether it is floaters, as Ms. Moses is asking about. Because what floaters primarily are, imagine you have a window or a piece of glass, but in certain points in the glass, it is not as thick as it's supposed to. So it becomes thinner in certain areas. Excuse me. And that's what floaters primarily are. You find on the lens itself, the infrastructure and the integrity of the lens is not collective all the way across the lens. So you have areas where the lens is thinner. And as a result of that, you end up with what is known as floaters. Now, that could be corrected quite easily. Eye Optics Formula is a product that we offer at Batson & Associates, which is an all-natural eye drop. It has no steroids in the eye drop. As it relates to allergies, with that eye drop, we may have had in, let's say, give you an example of dealing with 100 persons, we may have had one, not even one, okay, let me go maybe 1,000. So in 1,000 persons, we may have had one person who had an allergy to one of the ingredients in the eye drop. Other than that, nobody, because it's very rare for you to get a situation like that. So with eye optics formula, what it does, it improves circulation, one, in the cerebral hemisphere, which is very important based on what we just discussed, and it also improves circulation in the eyes. Now, think about it. Your eyes, like any part of your body, if circulation is compromised, it's going to affect your eyesight. I'll say that again. If circulation is compromised in the eyes itself and compromised in the cerebral hemisphere, you're going to have eyesight problems. And a lot of persons miss that point. Hence the reason when you look at glaucoma, glaucoma is high ocular pressure. So you have open angle glaucoma and you have closed angle glaucoma. So depending on the pressure in the eyes, it would give you a situation of either open angle or closed angle glaucoma. The problem with glaucoma, it is high ocular pressure. So we know the ocular pressure in the eye should be anywhere in the vicinity of maybe like about 10 to 15 is good. 10 to 18 we could live with. But when you see you start past 18 and you start to go up to 20 and 25, and God forbid if you reach 30 and 40, and things real bad with you. So it means that you need to maintain a healthy ocular pressure. How do you do that? Again, based on what we have been discussing thus far, it has a lot to do with proper circulation. Also, proper hydration is very important because the majority of your eye is comprised of what? Fluid, which is comprised of what? Water, aqueous humor. So H2O is very important to maintain healthy eyesight. That's very, very important. So the eye optics formula is something that you could get some information on. Those telephone numbers, you could always give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. Those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chabonas. We're also on the corner of Ramsey Road, Straits, and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. So, as it relates to eye health now, what nutrients are required for the eyes? So we know, basic biology, your bright orange colored vegetables, so things like carrot, pumpkin. And don't think for 1 minute, because you may be a diabetic, that those vegetables should be out of your diet. That is nonsense. You do need to eat carrots. You do need to use things like beetroot. You do need to use things like pumpkin in your diet, regardless of being a diabetic. Because some people think, well, I have diabetes, so I need to stay away from all sugar. No, you need to stay away from the ridiculous, stupid sugar, like sucrose, which is table sugar. So things like, all the pastries and breads and those type of things. Those should be significantly less in your diet. But with your healthy sugars from things like your carrots and your beetroots and those type of things, the only thing, let's say when you're having those, you need to have them earlier in the day as opposed to later in the day. Right? That's very important. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Optimizer. Now, what Optimizer does is basically optimize or improve circulation in the cerebral hemisphere. It's also very good for cognitive function, memory, that type of thing. But its strong point is inflammatory response in the eyes, in the cerebral hemisphere. One of the ingredients in that is something known as pine bark extract. If you ever heard about something known as pycnogenol, pycnogenol is actually an extract of pine bark extract, and it contains a lot of does not have anthocyanins, boy. It's phenols and I believe anthocyanins, which are very important for overall health, improving brain function, retinal health, that type of thing. Because, so the thing is, if you're a diabetic, let me go back to that. The reason why you end up with problems with your eyes as a diabetic is because we know high glucose or diabetes is the situation where you have glucose, which is simple sugar, in your bloodstream. Now, the problem with that is that sugar should never be in your bloodstream for any extended period of time, because your body is supposed to store glucose, which is simple sugar, in cells which would later be utilized by your body to give you energy. So it has a particular storage area for glucose. The problem with diabetics is that the glucose is not stored where it's supposed to be. It is stored, or it circulates in the bloodstream for extended periods of time. And glucose is very oxidative, it's very inflammatory, so it actually creates inflammation in the blood vessels and all the blood vessels, the arteries, the capillaries, the veins, which is why poor circulation is one of the largest and the most serious complication associated with diabetes. The next one being neuropathy. And neuropathy is when your nerves start to die off. But neuropathy, as associated with diabetes, comes from poor circulation. So it's diabetes, poor circulation, then neuropathy. And both of those situations can seriously affect one's eyesight. So that's something that you need to pay very, 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 very close attention to. So if you are diabetic and you're looking for a preventative or you're looking for something to improve your eyesight, because I'll tell you something, your eyesight will be worse the higher or more elevated your blood sugar is. So if you have very high blood sugar, all 500 and 400 and things, you don't see well. You get blurred vision. When your sugar is very elevated, it affects your eyesight very badly. Okay? I'm not seeing Leon on the screen, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if we need to get him back or what. Yeah, but he just okay, good. So in that particular situation, it means that one needs to pay very, very close attention and to be proactive, yes, in actually addressing that situation of improving one's eyesight. So don't wait until, the problem with a lot of y'all is you wait till, you people are saying watermelon flour. And I mean, all of them must make bread or baking all your life. If you're making bread and you throw more butter in the flour, what's going on there? Problems, right? The whole recipe throw off there. So don't wait until your whole body off and you have all these sort of problems and then people want to chuck needle in your eye and tell you they're giving you injection and all this foolishness. I mean, why I say foolishness? I mean, I shouldn't say foolishness, but I mean, you always want to do no harm. I mean, all doctors know that in the Hippocratic Oath that you take, a Hippocratic Oath basically says that doctors should do the least amount of harm, the least. So in addressing any issue that a patient, well, I don't like to call people patients, a client has, we need to look at the protocols that would have the least consequences or the least invasive ones. So in your eye health or dealing with your eye health, eye optics formula is one of the least invasive aspects of dealing with your eyesight. Now, we have a very, very good testimony. We have a number of testimonies from that eye drop and a number of testimonies from clients who have dealt with us with their eyes. All it is needs is a little bit of patience, because some holidays come and they expect to use one bottle of eye drop and just see good one time. No, it don't work so. And then you cannot use the eye drops alone. A lot of the times, as I said, you need to deal with the circulation in the cerebral hemisphere. So in dealing with that, you would need things like optimizer, you would need like mineral formula. Some of you have serious issues with gut health, serious issues with your gut health. And because of that, your gut health could actually affect your eyesight. Because we know gastrointestinal system is very, very important and pertinent, essential to proper functioning of all bodies, all systems in the body. Because keep in mind, your gastrointestinal system is the most important system in your body. Your colon, or your small and large intestines, is the most important organ in your body. There is no probably, might be, must be about it. If you don't know that yet, well, you just learned something. And go and research it. If that system is off, it's just a matter of time. It comes like dominoes, a domino effect. Ms. Moses is saying, thank you, Doc. I will pass on the information on the individual who has the floater problems. Yeah, they need to get, and the thing with floaters too as well, let me just add something. If you have an issue with floaters, you also need to use collagen. Because what the collagen will do, the collagen will help to build back the tissue in the eyes. You will need some vitamins as well. Vitamin C, paramount of all. And there's a vitamin C that we carry at Batson Associates called Advanced C. Very good product, very good product. We also carry an eye drop, not an eye drop, sorry, an eye tea or a tea for eyesight. Big seller, favorites with a lot of our clients. They have seen significant results with that because the ingredient profile in that tea actually addresses a lot of issues with the eye health and improving circulation, as I said, in the cerebral hemisphere. One of my all-time favorite teas, circulation tea. I love it. Easy tea to use, helps a lot of people with things like varicose veins, spider veins. If you're having problems with numbness, those of you with pins and needles, cramping in your cars. So you need to drink a good bit. You know, we have had clients who use circulation tea for 3 months, 4 months. And it's when, at the end of that time, is when they actually saw significant improvement. So some people in days, some people take a little longer than others. So that's something that you always remember. Ms. Richardson is asking, Dr. Batson, how many times a day should you use the eye drops? You should use it. Ideally, we usually recommend 2 times for persons, which will be 2 drops in each eye, morning and in the night before you go to bed. If you have a serious chronic, real bad bleeding behind the eye, thing going real wrong with your eye, real bad, emergency situation, then you may need to use it 4 times. So we would recommend it like morning, then maybe 11, then 3, and then in the night. All right, but that would be a person who have like detached retina, a serious situation with that, macular degeneration, retinosis pigmentosa, that type of thing, or maybe an eye injury. We had a client who had a problem. They were in an accident some years ago, and they had some problems with their eyes. They use all sorts of things, and when they came to us and they started using the eye optics in a matter of a week, he was so impressed with the results that he got. So, it really does work. Good morning. What time of the day to use the optimizer? Ann Carrington Jeffers is asking that question. Miss Marge Hills, good morning. Miss Becca, pleasant good morning to you. Miss Dawn Ellis, a pleasant good morning. Delivered to Columbus, Ohio. Yes, and you're also interested in something for joints. Yeah, we actually working. I actually had a meeting this week regarding that. So we almost to the point of bringing that whole situation with doing exports to fruition. So you guys out there would be able to get your stuff. Optimizer, you could use optimizer first thing in the morning. We normally recommend that you use it with some sort of carrier product, so some sort of nutrient-dense greens like wheatgrass, spirulina, chlorella, or maybe the advanced chlorophyll, the inflammation formula, or the genesis. Any of those products that we carry at Batson and Associates, and you put like maybe 2 teaspoons of that or a tablespoon, you mix it in some water, and you take the optimizer with that, or you could use it last thing before you go to bed as well. Okay, so let me give those telephone numbers again. You can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 3149975. That is 3149975. And our locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montreal, Chabonas. We also on the corner of Ramson Wood Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. Okay, so those telephone numbers again, 222-8261, as well as 3149975. Keep in mind, we do have delivery. And those of you as well, remember Alkagen water, very important. That's the premium alkaline water that we carry at Batson Associates. So you could check that out, okay? Ms. June Japton is asking, Doc, I asked on Tuesday if you have any collagen, and if you have, if there's any in daily office. No, we do not have any more collagen right now. We're actually waiting on that liquid collagen to come in. So we should have in the upcoming weeks, we should have some of that. Okay? So we're going to go to the telephone lines. I'm going to go over to Dion. Ms. Deborah King, good morning to you. And we're going to take some calls on there. Let me just answer Sunshine Ray on our Facebook. What about blurry vision and farsightedness? How can you tell when the pressure in your eye is high? Well, that's a good question. I mean, if you have blurry vision and all of a sudden your vision is blurry and it wasn't blurry before, it means something is wrong. So you need to check that out. So you could go to an ophthalmologist and have it checked out and hear what they have to say. They can give you the eye pressure, and then depending on what is going on there, then we could work with that. Okay? Yes, Mr. Green, sir.
All right, so you all could give us a call. You can give us a call at this time, 624-7729, 625-2759. That's 624-7729, 625-2759. If you have a question for Dr. Batson, you can give us a call now, or you can send us a WhatsApp message at 333-9950. That is 333-9950. You are live with us here on Sky 99.5 FM with the Dr. Batson of Batson and Associates here again on a Sunday morning. And so you can give us a call if you have any questions for Dr. Batson. This is your time, all right? 625-2759. 624-7729. So I asked you, I know there are many questions that you may want to ask, but based on what Dr. Batson is speaking about today, because we want to try our best to stick very close to what he is dealing with. So if you have any questions, you can call now and speak to Dr. Batson of Batson and Associates. We try to take at least 5 calls firstly, and then we go to our WhatsApp. Let's see who's there. Hello, good morning, welcome. Hello. All right, missed that call. 624-7729, 625-2759. That's 624-7729 or 625-2759. Let's see who's there. Hello, good morning, welcome. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. You just need to speak a little louder. I'm hardly hearing you.
Hello, you can go ahead. You can ask a question. All right, so they can't hear us. Hello, good morning, welcome. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, are you hearing us? Just lower your radio a bit. Just lower your radio a bit for us.
A pleasant good morning to Ms. Captain.
And I'm scared. What to do?
What?
She went straight to the point. The doctor said she has cataract and she's scared. What to do?
You need to get eye drop. You need to get some eye optics formula.
I didn't hear you,
I said you need. I said, well, you need to get some of the eye drop. But do you have? Yeah, you could come in to any one of the offices and you could get it. But are you currently on any type of medication?
No, the only said putting me or gave it when I went to them, the only giving me to come back 6 months here, and my eyes are paining me.
No, well, come, we'll deal with that for you, man. Because if your eye paining you, it means that something more serious than cataract. That can't be cataract alone.
All right, so come in and see you?
Which area are you calling from?
Arima.
All right, you have the numbers, right? The 222-8261.
That's all?
Yeah.
What is it again?
222.
8261.
Right, or 314.
Yeah.
997.
9975. Yes,
Yeah.
I have that.
All right, good. So you could give me a check at Shogunas.
No, I prefer to go to St. James.
St. James, you prefer? All right. Well, if you come to
Yeah.
St. James, that will have to be Friday. Please, God.
Pardon me?
That would have to be like a Friday.
A Friday?
Yeah.
All right. What mall it is again?
Red Edge Mall.
Red Edge. So I can come in anytime?
You could come Friday. You could come Friday for 2. Do you heard me?
Come here Friday for what time?
2 o'clock. 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
darling.
you very much.
Take care.
All right, just make sure you're listening on the phone and not the radio, because you're gonna get that delayed response, and then you're gonna be listening to the radio and trying to answer on the phone. All right, so when you call, please either take your radio off or you can lower down the volume and you speak to Dr. Batson on the phone. All right. So the number to call is 624-7729, 625-2759. Hello, good morning, welcome. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, calling what a problem I'm having in my feet.
Go ahead.
From by my toes, they're feeling numb. The toes part, they're feeling numb. Inside, it's as if you're stepping on sharp stone and things sometimes. Nothing wrong with my feet on the outside. It's normal and good.
Right.
But it's on the inside. And under the toes, it always have like bumps across on the inside. Like when you put on a shoe and your socks double up in it.
Right.
So I feel it and getting in my feet.
But do you have any diabetes or hypertension or anything like that?
I have hypertension and I'm still waiting on diabetes test. But when I take the test on my finger, it has like 83, 88 something.
And how long are you hypertensive?
A good time now.
A good time now, like what? Give me an estimate. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah. Probably about must be going in 2 years.
And how long?
Probably going in 2 years.
On 2 years?
Putting out an appointment and stuff.
Right.
And I ain't get through yet. So I don't know what is the problem.
And what kind of...
No, it's okay. My foot has been feeling wet. And I have to keep on the socks all the time.
What kind of weight you're carrying?
1 something and not fat and normal.
The normal size and thing. You have any varicose veins, spider veins, anything like that?
No. But then they're saying, some people saying it's blood circulation on the roof.
Yeah, but that sound like poor circulation. But what you're using for blood pressure? Nifedamine, atenolol, what? What are they giving you?
Nifedamine.
Right. You're using any diuretic? Lasix or Benadryl?
Benadryl.
Benadryl, one with a long name, right?
Like after you don't have a cholesterol.
And what you're using for cholesterol? Simlo, Simvastatin, Crestor, what? Simlo?
Yes.
That problem you have. That's
problem. I use any Neurobean 4.
Well, all right. Well, that makes sense because that's a yeah. Go ahead. I hear you. Yeah, the Neurobean 4. That's a B vitamin complex. No, but here what's going on with you? That's poor circulation, you know? And you need to find a way to deal with that hypertension differently. You need to check your diet and something wrong. You don't get high blood pressure just.
The pressure is don't be high. It is the
how much?
Like normal range.
No, what's normal? Tell me.
They're like 123 and thing.
That's without medication or with medication?
With the medication or without. Because like sometimes I skip a day with the medication and it is still be good.
Who tell you have hypertension?
20 something.
Who told you you're hypertensive?
The nurses and them in the clinic.
Yeah, that's something fishy there, man. So that is something.
Something. Before I give the tablets, it used to be 150 something and thing.
No, about 150 something pressure. 150 something pressure to warrant medication. Once you deal with that properly, you have to check your water, your meat intake, and that kind of thing. But anyway, we will deal with that. But overall, that's poor circulation. That's poor circulation.
But I had a broken foot too, and I healed.
You had a what foot? It was broken.
On in 2 places.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you a question. So the foot that was broken, that is the foot that have the problem, or both feet have it?
The both of them.
Well, right, it had nothing to do with the break foot. Well, I mean the break foot.
Moving out of place.
No,
but not on the broken foot, on the good foot. But the thing what bothers me is this lumpy feeling inside my foot. And in numbness, and my foot just feel wet underneath, but not wet, it's dry.
They ever do a Doppler on you? You ever went and do? No, listen.
Sometimes I get wet again, is the bumpy feeling, everything coming on.
No, listen. Okay, good. Listen to asking you. You ever do an ultrasound for your legs?
No.
Okay. There's an ultrasound called a Doppler, which doctors just perform on you. Well, sonographers, doctors, where they actually look at the veins in the legs. They look at the whole circulatory aspect. Because that's something like poor circulation. That's poor circulation. How much water does drink?
Yeah, in my hands too. I used to get this shocking feeling like with my hand in an outlet. And sometimes the phone and thing will fall out my hand.
How much water does drink? You heard me? Right.
I just drink water now. I just drink water. All you got is end up in a constipation now, so the water itself now.
Okay. You ever use anything from Batson Associates? You ever took anything from us?
I don't know now. I'm not sure. I recently bought a vitamin for women 50 plus.
Okay, good. All right. So here we are to do. Here it is. You have any problem with weakness, tiredness, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm just feeling tired and thing all the time.
Good, all right. We had to fix you. We had to carry you by the garage. All right. So here we are. Circulation tea. You gotta get some tea. No cold water. No cold water, no cheese, no
only
butter.
Cold water I just drinking.
What says only cold water you just be drinking?
Yes.
No. Stop that. No cold water. And see, because to get an appointment to see us right now, kind of little difficult. But in the meantime,
Cold.
right, so you could get the alkagen water, tell them you want some circulation tea, and it have a product we have called Nerve Restore, right?
Nerve Restore. Yes.
Nerve Restore, alkagen water, circulation tea.
Circulation what?
Circulation tea.
I didn't hear that.
Circulation tea.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, tea
So
to
it's
drink.
tea to drink. Right. So it's tea. So it's tea bag. So what you're doing, you're making a nice big cup of tea, about a 12 ounce. Yeah, big teacup, proper teacup, and you put two bags in it. No milk, no sugar inside it. All right.
Yeah.
And start with that. Now, when last you take a cleanse? When last you take a cleanse?
What?
A cleanse, a detox.
I never take.
You never take anything. All right. So depending on when you talk to the person on the phone, the consultant or the administrative staff, you can front desk train. Right. Yeah. We will determine if it is you can get a sample. But that's poor circulation. That's poor circulation. You see, I'll tell you something. Circulation, after your gastrointestinal system, your circulatory system is the next most important system in your body. And whenever you get it has certain signs you just get. You see, when your feet swelling, nobody tell you about age, because you're old, your foot at a swell. Here's a balloon. So what? When you reach 50, what is? All of a sudden you get balloon syndrome. No, it has to do with poor circulation. Something is not right. Usually edema, which is swelling in the legs, ankles, that kind of thing, your hope is poor circulation. You don't want it to be COPD, which is a whole different cardiovascular situation, which is a pulmonary situation, which is a very difficult thing. That's when your lungs start to gather water and that kind of foolishness. That's serious problems. So we try to help you before you reach that situation. So once you're getting things like pins and needles, cramping in your cars, burning under your feet, you see your foot looking darker than certain parts of your body. Listen to me. If you're not wearing socks and your foot looking like you're wearing a socks, something wrong with you. That is poor circulation. Because listen to me, blood transports what? Oxygen and nutrients. To what? Cells. Cells give you tissues, tissues give you organs, organs give you organ systems, and organ systems give you what? The body. So if your cells not getting proper circulation, imagine you have a garden. There are plenty of you all, this plant little lettuce, now especially with COVID, all their kitchen garden, now all they planting little sweet pepper and all them kind of thing. Can people who just rare plants and that kind of thing. When you don't wet your plants, what has happened to them? What does happen to them? They start to get, the leaves start to get yellow, the leaves start to fall off, the plants start to die. So if your blood, technically, if your cells not getting water, but in this case, not getting blood and proper oxygenated blood, your cells start to die. So that's why you see your foot start to get dark, and so you need to start to deal with that one time. Now, it wouldn't start off with the darkness. What it will start off with in some cases, some people have what is known as deep vein thrombosis, which God forbid you don't want to get, because that is a clot. And then there's one to put you on warfarin and them craziness for extended period of time, which I have a serious problem with. For the clots, but clots are easy to deal with. But the thing is, you don't want to develop clots, because if you know when you have clots could move, right? So you could end up with pulmonary embolism and all those type of things. When clots move and go in different places, they could block up by your lungs and all these type of things. So you don't want that to happen to you. So again, we go in with the old people saying an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So circulation tea is no kind of money for circulation tea. If you come, depending on how your pocket running, Batson send you to work no way, I'm not paying you. You want to know how your money running, right? So if you take a 30 circulation tea, I just use how I drink the circulation tea or any of those teas. I take 2 tea bags. I have a big teacup because I'm very greedy, well, with certain things. So you can't give me no 4 ounce cup of tea to drink. That'll frustrate me. A nice big cup, you draw it, or you steep it rather, and you do that, and you could use your tea bags twice. So if you get a combination of teas, so like if you get, there's a tea we have to call pu'er, which is a very good tea. We have oolong, we have white, we have tea, right? In doing that now, and hot tea, you start to stimulate and encourage proper circulation, because teas have what? Teas have something in it called tannins. And if you research what tannins are, Tannins, they have a lot of health benefits to the body. You need to stay away from the cold water business. I tell all you, cold water is not good for internal. Cold is only supposed to be applied to the body externally. It is not for internal use. You're going to end up in serious problems with that, especially if you already have a poor circulation issue. All right? So I think I covered that day. Let me just take a quick thing with these people on Facebook here. Good morning, watching from Georgetown, Guyana. I have learned so much from you over the past few months that is changing my life for the better. Thank you so much. Appreciated. You're very welcome. That is Miss Paula Farina. Pronouncing that correct? Right. Someone is saying, oh, they need to come to the garage. Yeah, well, it's a garage I just running. I always tell people that, you know. You want, when you go, you know, you come and you check. Just like a vehicle, you check your brakes, you change your oil, you do your service. Some of us just forget to service. So, you know, you need to make sure and do your necessary servicing. All right, so those telephone numbers, again, you could give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261. This is for the office now, right? And our WhatsApp is 314-9975. That's 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. And we also on the corner of Ramsey Wood Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in DB. Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago is the Triangle building in Scarborough. Tobago, you all will be seeing me this week. So look out for that. Because I had a little situation with my teeth the other day. Thank God it's all fixed. Yeah, you see, I'm not looking like I get like my gums not swollen. So just a small extraction I needed to do there. So we all good with that. So Dion, who we have again here?
Right. So let's go to
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, good. No problem.
Okay, so someone is asking, good morning, Dr. Batson. My question for today is, can you take chlorophyll, it looks like chlorophyll, while you're on the Santulan detox?
Yes, you can. You can. That's a good question. Let me just elaborate a little bit. Now, there are people who have the opinion that you should not take vitamins or supplements while you're doing a cleanse. That's not true enough. You see, what you have to understand, your body is one, self-sufficient, one, self-reliant, and it is very effective in doing a number of things. So your body could multitask. So in doing a cleanse, remember Santulan is a 7-channel detox, right? So Santulan cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So somebody might think, well, oh God, if I take Santulan, then I can't take the chlorophyll, or I can't take my omega-369 or my omega-3, or I can't drink my fish oil. No, that's not true. You see, because what you want, even though Santulan is not an aggressive cleanser, it is still a cleanser. And it has some probiotics in there that helps with the gut. Now, remember, in addressing the situation, you need to work with other systems. So you need working with the central nervous system, you're working with that kind of thing. So you would notice at Batson Associates, we give you specific times to take certain things. And there's a reason for that. Because certain organs in your body open at different times of the day. There's a next set of science. There, where your gallbladder, for example, is open at a particular time, your liver is open at a particular time. And when I say open, it is more accepting of specific type nutrients that would be beneficial to that particular part of the body. So in doing that, we're working with the body from a multifaceted perspective and not only cleansing and detoxifying. So again, the answer is yes, you can use it. With that, and that's why we have so many good results with a lot of our clients, simply because yours truly has understood a number of things as it relates to preparing protocol and how certain things work. So we get some advantages with that. Okay.
Someone is asking here, good morning, Dr. Batson. Is the organic tea bags that you sell, is it good for thrombosis? And can I drink it while I'm taking my medication?
Okay, so if you have thrombosis, it means you'll be taking either warfarin, Clexine. What's the next one they have, boy? They have a new special thing now. Because when you're using warfarin, you can't use greens, but the new one they have, it will come to me just now. You can use circulation tea with those medications and you wouldn't have any problems. My advice to you though is that you need to ensure, and let me try and not being political here, but you need to be careful because, and I say this because I've helped persons come off of, when I say come off, the problem was fixed. So when they went back to the doctors didn't see the need for them to be on it. So the doctors technically took them off of the medication, right? I'm very wary of poor circulation medication, especially warfarin, Clexine. I mean, if God forbid you're in the hospital and you're in an accident or something like that, they have to give you blood thinners intravenously, and that is for a specific reason. If you have done surgery, the same is done and that type of thing, because of course they don't want you to have any blood clots that could lead to, thrombosis or whatever the case may be. There is something known as okay, I don't know why it's not coming to me, but I'll remember it. And the thing is, you cannot use those things for extended period of time. You should not. So you need to have a discussion with your doctor. The unfortunate thing with a lot of doctors, and I'm going to be plain here, is that some of them, they just think that you could just put you on medication and leave you on medication for the rest of your life. And that's craziness. That's madness. I have a serious problem with that. And that is something I have never hid and I will never hide, because when you understand anatomy and physiology and you understand the needs of the body, you understand that you could have a vitamin C deficiency, you could have an iron deficiency, you could have a vitamin E deficiency, you could have a magnesium deficiency, you could have chromium deficiency, because all minerals, the naturally occurring minerals in the periodic table, is present in the body. You could have a vitamin deficiency, A, B, C, D, E. You could have a D3 deficiency, as we see in now. You could have a nitric oxide deficiency. But nowhere, anywhere in the world, you could have a warfarin deficiency or a Plavix deficiency or a Cresto deficiency. No, you can't have that, because the active ingredients in those, in some cases, not even found in the body, right? So it means that you need to look at what you're doing from a natural and integrated perspective, right? And when we talk in natural and integrated perspective, our objective is to address the root cause of the problem and not the symptomology. Because if you have a poor circulation problem, people who are prone to clots, because there are some people who could be more prone to clots than others, right? In some cases, they tell you about genetics, because I have known of instances where, and again, genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pull the trigger. So you could be prone to clots, yes, but what is your diet? You cannot be prone to clots and be eating cheese and butter and drinking milk. You're crazy. You're mad. You need to get your head checked. You can't be doing that. You can't be prone to clots and your diet is a lot of fried food and fatty foods, and no, you're mad. And you're eating pastries and you're drinking coffee. No, you are now creating an environment that is conducive to making that situation worse. You understand what I'm saying? And you know that you have to now work it from the base. And that's one of the things that I often say. A pleasant good morning to Miss Pauline McKenna. A pleasant good morning to Carol Rochester. It's River Roxabin, right? That most likely is one of the American brands, right? So with that, you need to address the root cause of the problem. Your omegas, omega 3, 6, and 9 is fun. Let me tell you something. If nobody ever tell you this before, Dr. Batson telling you this. You see omega, whether it's a 7 seeds cod liver oil, whether it's the omega that they're touting all over the place, whatever it is. I mean, I am brand specific in what I use. So at Batson Associates, there are specific brands that we use, and I make no apologies for that. I do this 12 years now. I have ample experience in dealing with situations from cancer, poor circulation, you name it. I have dealt with it, right? So I come in with 12 years of experience, but people might say 12 years is not plenty. But the amount of clients that we have, believe me, 12 years is plenty. So I know this thing inside out, inside out, inside out. I'm not guessing. I'm not pretending. I have time for that foolishness. I am saying to you that where deficiencies are concerned with your body, and just recently I was speaking to someone. I went to purchase something in an establishment, and I was making talk with the owner, and they were saying that they're hypertensive. And whenever I hear people have hypertension, all the alarm bells in my head is just go off, because I find hypertension, I tell people diabetes bad, but I think hypertension worse than diabetes. Because diabetes is still give you a chance to kill you slowly in a way. Diabetes is tell you, yeah, what I killing you, you know. Arresting some stabbing you, you ain't got dead today, but you got dead maybe the next 3 years. Hypertension don't tell you that. Hypertension cutting off your neck clean. Sling, you're gone. Is stroke, is aneurysm, you go and sleep in the night, you and get up, them kind of foolishness. So when you have high blood pressure, you need to not play the thing with the tail, as the old people say. Right? So you have to understand that when you're dealing with hypertension, there's a reason why your pressure high. And let me tell you something, when your pressure is high, your body telling you, hey, hear what? We in a mess down here, you know, but something going wrong. We going out there just now. I'll just be sorry to say it so graphic, but I just have to be graphic with it. Because I think people don't understand, especially men. You cannot be under pressure and you taking all kind of 3 and 4 high blood pressure medication. You're taking 2 nifedipine. You're taking this thing, Lasik. They're giving you a 10 and all, and you crazy? And your pressure ain't going down. It ain't moving. And you comfortable with that? You as a walking stroke, you will get a stroke. All them people, and then you see who get stroke. Why you think they get stroke? Is because the blood pressure is high. And according to Pauline McKenna, yeah, this genetics thing was genetic. I come from a family with a because I really like fudge. So if it is you give me a bowl of fudge, I will sit down and eat all. So I'm not even watching fudge, I'm not talking to fudge, I'm not even going close to that. You know, so well, you know, once in a while you'll think, but you have to understand the importance. We have high blood pressure tea, we have circulation tea. So take care of your circulation. Take care of that. Them people telling you, you're seeing. And next thing, and this has been proven at Batson Associates. Before I take the next question. You see when you're seeing darkness on the side of your face, what I fed up talk to you. I don't know any female that is take charcoal and put makeup on. No, it don't have charcoal makeup, right? I don't know much about makeup. But I know it don't have charcoal makeup. You ain't go and paint your face black. So why under your eye black? Why the side of your temple black? Why your forehead black? And you think you're healthy? And the rest of your skin looking normal color? You are dying. You want me to say it in the next language? The only language I know is English. You are dying. Plain talk, bad manners. You will end up with a stroke. You will go blind. If you have hypertension and it's really bad and you're playing the fool and you are licorice and you're eating all the meat it have and you're eating all the salt and you just don't care, you're greedy, you will end up on a dialysis machine. You see the difference with me as opposed to everybody else. I kind of little into correct it by head already. I just tell people exactly as it is. If it is you like it, you like it. You don't like it, there are other doctors that you could go to. I am not the doctor for everybody, as I always tell people that. And people think that I am, you know, aggressive and rude. And no, I mean, I just plain spoken. And when people come in my office, they're like, but Dr. Batson, you know, you're nice. I was expecting to get buff up. No, I don't want all these big people like I cut none of it. I don't turn big like none of it. I'm sure about that. But you have to do what you have to do to get better. And this high blood pressure thing, I am concerned. I'm more concerned about the people who have high blood pressure than the people who have high blood pressure concerned about themselves. Do not play with hypertension. It will kill you. It will kill you. Look, do research and check anybody who end up on a dialysis machine. Check the history. Hypertension. And they was taking a bag of foolishness, eating tablet left, right, and center. The pressure not going down because you're not dealing with the root cause of your problem. You need to lay off of the meat. Meat eaters and people who eat a lot of meat, especially red meat, usually suffer from hypertension. Do the research. Dehydration. When last you take a clean out. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates that is an L-arginine product. Let me tell you something. That's one of the best products on the market. It's a sachet. It's a come in a box. It has 30 sachets in it, depending on how your pocket running and the seriousness of your situation. You bust the sachet in half. You mix that. That box will last you 2 months. If things real bad with you, you might have to use 1 pack a day. So the box will last you 30 days. But it have other things. We have circulation tea. I did a lot of research. There's a particular tea we got for blood pressure. It had nobody come to us with hypertension that tea didn't work for. And if the tea alone didn't work, then it is we needed to look at your minerals. You had some problem with magnesium. But what you have to understand with magnesium is that magnesium is not all magnesium is not created equal. You have different type of magnesium. And then your body would not necessarily assimilate all magnesium the same. My favorite is magnesium chloride, liquid magnesium chloride. I don't recommend no others. I don't like tablet magnesium. I prefer magnesium that is in liquid form. And there's a number of reasons for that. All right? Ms. Moses is saying, my husband loved that product. Yeah, that product is a good product. And let me tell you something. For the men, that product does help in all situations. Testosterone, your marching band and thing. When you see you drinking, that is, you know, you could hang business on towel and business and thing. It must be functioning nice. So fellas, check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right, Dion.
I like that one, marching band. Right. So this person asks here, Dr. Batson, do you have a tea, an abdominal tea to burn fat? Do you have a abdominal tea?
Actually, we do, you know. Actually, we do. But we will be getting in this next set of tea that we get in here, because I promise all y'all a weight loss product, and I will deliver on my promise. But we're just waiting on certain things. But there's a tea that we have. Let me tell you something. There's a tea called oolong tea. We carry at Batson and Associates. There's also one known as pu'er. Now, some people must have never heard about those teas, but those teas help with weight loss. But I know some of y'all have some stubborn weight loss. There's a product that we have, a tea. As I said, we're going to get that just now. So you can always call the office and give them your name, and as soon as we get it, we're going to give you a call. That particular product actually helps with weight loss. And as I said, it's a tea. I love tea because I find it so natural. I find it encourages so much different aspects of good health in the body. You know, it really does help you, right? So that's something you could pay attention. And there's a next weight loss product that we got, but I'll speak about it a little later because that has to do with stem cells. That's a new product that we got in. There's also a product that we got in for women with fibroids, polycystic ovaries. That product really, really good because this is an insert product, so you have to actually put it right, but top of the line. Anything to do with polycystic ovaries, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, those type of things, is going to give you some good help with those.
Okay, somebody saying here, good morning. Will the live blood analysis show any eye issues that we may not realize we have?
Yes, it would, because with dark field microscopy, when we look at the dry blood, there's something we look at known as biological terrain. So biological is biological functions in the body, and terrain is its environment from the perspective of just that terrain. So let me give you an example. So, for example, if you have rocky terrain, you would like the desert, for example. So rocky, sandy terrain. Only certain things could prosper in the desert. Not so? There are certain types of vegetation. You can't plant tomato in the desert. You can't plant sweet pepper in the desert. What survive in the desert? Cactus, desert rose. Those plants usually have, so they have adapted to deal with that environment. So similarly with the body, when there are certain things as it relates to the biological terrain that the blood analysis will show us. And there's something known as oxidative stress or free radical damage. If your free radical damage is extensive, then you find you are more susceptible to problems associated with poor eye health, so glaucoma, cataracts, detached retina. Do you know that cataracts are primarily mineral buildup on the lens of your eye? So cataracts, if they were to take a cataract off, like long time they used to remove cataracts, right? So they don't do that now. They get fancy now. They're going to make a lens for you, take out your lens and put a lens in your eye, which I have a serious problem with. My thing is, I am a naturalist in the sense that the less interference that you could do to my wonderful body that the Creator has given me, the better off I am. God, it had no mistake with the Almighty. He knows exactly what it is He do, right? So the Bible tells you, you are what? Wonderfully made, right? So why it is I want somebody to go and take a lens? You will not make a lens, you know? and take out my good lens that God gave me and put a lens inside of it, you have to be out of your mind. Now, that is my opinion, for me. Nobody can do my eye that. So I just use my eye drop to prevent from getting cataracts. But they show that cataracts is oxidative stress on the eyes. So the thing is, a lot of people, and there's something I'm actually looking at bringing in. I'm going to start to bring back in eyeglasses, and we're going to get an eye wash. Because y'all who have like my great-grandmother, I remember there was a plant in the yard called DTPA. If you know, then there's Wonder the World. So my great-grandmother, she had an eyeglass and she used to wash her eyes and that type of thing. The reason for washing your eyes is just like the reason for washing any part of the body. Why does brush your teeth? It has something called plaque, right? Plaque is building up on your teeth, right? So cataract is like plaque on your lens. So the reason why they used to use eyeglasses long time and wash their eyes with the little bush, the little DTP and thing, is to prevent that mineral buildup on the lens of the eye. So it's the same thing that the eye optics formula does. So a lot of times I tell persons, now you have mature cataracts. So it has some cataracts that are a little stubborn. Some of them have big man cataract. Them cataract and them stick on your eye and you want to come off. So that might require a little more work. But some of you all have baby cataract. So if you have a baby, the baby is eventually get big. So don't wait until you go by the doctor and you say you have a small cataract. We will wait till 5 years to come back and cut it. You looking to get a slap or strip and say, you don't have nothing you know to tell me to deal with this cataract right now. Really? Really? So an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Get your eye optics formula. Make sure and drink water. A lot of people who end up with cataracts are dehydrated people, just like glaucoma sufferers. And the thing with eye optics formula, it is a product that is all natural. It is a non-steroid eye drop. I am not a steroid. I don't like steroids at all, simply because they cause a lot of problems in the body. So some of all the eye pressure high, you're using Zalatan, Kosap, Alphagan, Lumigan, and all these eye drops. Some are using 10 eye drops and the eye pressure can go down. Why? Because you're not dealing with the correct thing. You need to get the eye breathing here. The pores in your eyes block up. If your pores in your skin block up, you know, some people, they say they don't sweat. You know, pig, right? Pigs don't sweat, right? They don't have pores, right? So that's one of the reasons why, you know, have a whole set of thing with eating pork and buying or getting into all of that. But if it is you sweat, and when you're sweating, you feel good. Because when you sweat, you lose the majority of toxins via what? Sweat, right? So your eyes must be able to breathe. Your tissue must be able to breathe. Certain parts of your body must be able to breathe. Your circulatory system must be able to breathe. Free-flowing blood, free-flowing oxygen, free-flowing nutrients. If you don't have that, then you have a problem. You end up with stagnation. Mosquito does not live in the ocean. I always tell people that. You will see mosquito in Maracas, in the beach. Mosquito will bite you, but it didn't come from any sea. So mosquitoes can only breathe in what? Stagnant water. Disease, problems with your eyes, cataracts, glaucoma could only happen in an area where stagnation is taking place. And stagnation in this particular case is lack of blood flow, lack of oxygen, lack of nutrients. All right? So IT, circulation T, optimizer, those type of things. Okay? So let me give you those telephone numbers quickly, and then we're going to go back to Leon. So 222-8261, that's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That is 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That's Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We're also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SSA Main Road in Bebe, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago is the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago.
All right, so I'm just going to take two more of the WhatsApp messages for now, and then I'm going to go back to the phone lines. Someone asked a question here. Good morning, doctor. Is there any recommendation if the left eye can see much clearer than the right eye? I'm already using the eye optic formula. Thank you.
Okay, so you said the left is seen better than the right? Or was it the right seen better than the left?
The left eye can see much clearer than the right.
Okay, the left eye seen clearer than the right. The thing is that if you are testing your eyes, because generally your eyes, the sight in your eyes most of the time is not uniform in both eyes, right? You always have a stronger eye than the next, right? So I don't know if that is the case. If it is a case where you simply find that eye has been giving you a little more problems, if it is you have an eye problem, like maybe cataract, glaucoma, detatrata, or you're just using the eye drop to improve your eyesight, well then what I would suggest you do is the eye that you feel is weaker, put the eye drop in that eye 3 times for the day, and the one that you find is stronger, put it twice for the day. So eventually it's going to catch up. Okay?
Definitely. Someone asks here, Dr. Batson, do you carry anything for gout?
Yeah, we have products for gout, man. Inflammation formula will help with gout. The mineral formula with the colloidal silver will also help. There's a tea, circulation tea would help for that. The alkagen water would help. What you can do from the home front, you could start to use some baking soda. So you get the baking soda and you take a half teaspoon of baking soda and you mix it in 8 ounces of water first thing in the morning. If you are hypertensive, well, then you might have to go down to maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. So eventually you could go up a bit, but that's going to start to help because we know gout is excess uric acid that has solidified in the joints. So if you look at gout under MRI or CT, you'll actually see it looks like fine, or is it X-ray? But some one of those applications, you're going to see it look like fine needle, look like pins, because it solidifies and store in the joints. So, as I said, there are a number of things: inflammation formula, Santulan. Keep in mind, those of you who can use Santulan and how to use Santulan. I'm going to talk about that a bit because there's something that they have on those prints in the inserts, but they have done so much for us that, you know, when those finish, we're going to discontinue that and they do over that artwork and everything for us. Because I find option in the leaflet. Keep in mind, whenever you give me instruction, you know, there's always tell you, use ABC or as recommended by a healthcare practitioner. So in this case, you need to go with what the healthcare practitioner has told you and not necessarily what on the bottle or what on the bag itself. All right? Keep that in mind. Because, for example, you might have an omega, and the omega has on the bottle, take 1 a day. But you have come to me and you have a serious problem, and I tell you, take 3. There's a reason why I told you to take 3. Or some cases, you might see a product that say, because what you have to understand from the legal perspective, legal logistics, for want of a better expression, they have to ensure that certain things are placed on those products for their protection. Right? So you'll see a product that might say, if you're nursing or you're pregnant, you know, consult a doctor. It doesn't mean that if you're nursing or pregnant, you can't use the product, but you need to consult a doctor for your safety. So, because I remember someone had asked a question about Genesis, I think it was, and they had said on the bottle, they said that it's not recommended for children, but I recommend it for a child. That's because based on my experience, my knowledge, and my skill set, I know it wouldn't do the child anything based on the dosage that I have recommended. So that is why they put or as recommended by a healthcare practitioner. Okay? Mr. Marin, Kimoy, what drops I have done both eyes too. Oliver Marin, the eye drop from Dr.Batson and Associates. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we will take some calls. We'll take your calls now. 624-7729, 625-2759. That's the number to call. Let's see how many calls we can get in. Take 5 calls again. And you can give us a call now, 624-7729, 625-2759. Also remind you that Dr. Batson is live on Facebook. You're live on Facebook right now, right, Dr.
Yes,
Batson?
I am, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
I have to take some Facebook questions just now.
Okay, definitely. So let's hear if you take at least 5 calls. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am calling to speak to Dr. Batson, please.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Batson,
Yes.
I taken that call to travel and begin to access to work here. But I even know it today.
Right.
I went there and they gave me an appointment for in December. I find it so strange.
No, it's not strange, no love. It's because that's the space they have. That's the space they have. I mean, once in a what I try to do is I try to do 15 days. So like I have a few 15 days coming up. So what they do when I make myself available for those days, they will call persons and try to bring them closer. But that is legitimately where the time would fall. They didn't do your injustice deliberately. That's just where it is. Yeah, I know, darling. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on. What some people do if they want an earlier appointment, they try to come sometimes to bonus, because we try to move it as much as we can, you know. But we're working on that. So I will work my best to ensure that you get it a little earlier than that, because this is what for us. Yeah.
I will be grateful.
Yes, my dear. All right, so I'll work on that for you.
Okay. And you see, it's nearer to me than going up and up.
Up, yeah, I understand that. So I'll assiduously work on that for you.
Keep in mind, please. Thank you very much.
Yes, my dear.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Hello, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Batson again?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can I ask my question now?
Yes, please go right ahead.
Okay. 53 years old. Hypertension. A bit overweight. I have a lot of body pain.
Right.
I need something. How can I put you on? I'm coming from Tacarigua.
Oh, from Tacarigua. Okay, so let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So
I need a lot of encouragement when you weight loss tour.
Okay, good. There's no problem. I full of encouragement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of body pain now.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is the worst. How bad the pain is?
I would say probably 7.
About 7. And how long you have been hypertensive now?
2 years since I did back surgery.
Oh, you did that back surgery. Whoa. What you did? You what? You L5?
L4, L5, yes.
Okay. So what you had, herniated disc? Or you just did?
I just had pains down the leg, and that went on for about a year. Eventually, when somebody, after seeing about 7 doctors, and I was needed over my our control and so forth, then they saw the cyst, and so I had to do emergency surgery to take it out.
Okay.
I lose my leg.
Oh, okay. Whoa. All right. Okay, so the pain could be also is after you do the back surgery, then your blood pressure start to get hypertension.
Yeah.
Okay, but that could have been as a result of the pain. You used to have pain, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, once you have pain, yeah. The thing is, once you have pain, your blood pressure become elevated. You see, the thing is, I'm the type of person I don't like people to be using things that they're not supposed to be using. So what I could say now, I could help you, but we need to investigate that hypertension thing, because the possibility exists you're not hypertensive. I'm just saying, the possibility exists you could be. The possibility exists very much based on what you tell me that you're not. The thing is, doctors don't revisit those things because there's never, they think when they put you on medication, you must stay on the medication for the rest of your life. And I have an issue with that. Because I try to get people, if you don't have to use something, don't use it, because less pressure on your liver, less pressure on your kidney, that type of thing. All right, so the best branch for you would be St. James. And what you could do in the meantime is, I know circulation tea would help you, inflammation formula would help you. How is your water intake though?
I can improve on it,
okay.
But I'm always running to the bathroom.
But you know, a lot of people who run to the bathroom often to urinate, the reason why they're urinating is because they're dehydrated. You know that? Really? Yeah, of course. Once you're properly hydrated, you do not urinate as often as you would if you're dehydrated. And a lot of people don't understand that, because they say, oh God, well, if I drink more water, I'll urinate more. No, the reason why you're urinating so much is because you're dehydrated. One of the symptoms of dehydration is frequent urinating.
Yeah, but when you see now, my eyesight is also getting blurry.
Right. Right.
But my eyesight now is starting to feel.
Okay, well, we need to check you out.
I'm hoping that you all can help me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The only people we can't help is dead people and hardened people. Once you could listen, we could deal with you. All right?
So I'll get an appointment if I call.
Yeah, call St. James now, and I'll organize something for you, because I have some makeup days coming up. I have a lot of makeup days coming up. I'm trying to, we have a holiday coming up. I tell my staff nothing, but I keep them quiet. If they hear me this morning, they might start a protest.
I'll remind them tomorrow.
All right, no problem.
All right, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, my dear.
Hello, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, welcome.
Question for doctor. Diverticulitis of the sigmoid and the sigmoid colon.
Yes.
There's multiple steps. What causes that and what can be done to rectify that?
So what you said there was multiple, what was the last thing? Was polyps, you said?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But it is called diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis. Yeah, okay, good, no problem. You can listen off there. All right, good. Okay, so diverticulitis is a condition of the intestines where you have, okay, so the way the wall of your colon is, you have some folds in the walls of the colon. People who have diverticulitis are persons where what happened, the folds is like you get inflammation in the folds. It's like you have like little cuts that get inside of there and they become inflamed. And as a result of that, you're diagnosed with diverticulitis. Now, people who have that situation are people who you need to watch your fiber intake. It means you don't have sufficient fiber in your diet. You also need to watch your water intake. Now, the thing is, a lot of persons dehydrated and they don't know they're dehydrated. And the reason for that is because you're supposed to be drinking your body weight divided by 2 in ounces minimally for the day. So your drink or your go-to drink for the day should ideally be water as opposed to anything else, right? Water, then tea, then if it is you're using things like advanced chlorophyll, those type of things, because now you're bringing in nutrient-dense greens and that type of thing into the diet. With colon health too as well, I always recommend olive oil. And I find that's an easy go-to because olive oil is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antifungal, and it does a lot for the gastrointestinal system. So it's going to help with that. As I said, hydration is also important. The difference with alkaline water, and the thing is, I have personal experience. A close family member of mine was actually diagnosed with that, as well as ulcerative colitis and a whole lot of things. They gave them all the diagnosis, and the only one was left out was colorectal cancer, which eventually they was telling them that they had that. I took over the case and I dealt with it because the person is someone very close to me. And in working with them, one of the things I did, I changed their water. Now, a lot of persons, so the water that you drink would make a difference in someone who has diverticulitis or Crohn's disease or irritable bowel syndrome or any of those inflammatory bowel conditions, because the most amount of absorption of water takes place where? In your small intestines. When you are dehydrated, your body takes water from where? Your colon first. So it literally takes all the water from the small and large intestines, which is why you get constipated if you're dehydrated first. So we have to correct that. And the difference with alkaline water or alkaline water, because a lot of people think, well, all right, you know, these people are just trying to sell water because all water is water. That's not the case. Water is fundamental because remember your body is 70% water, right? So when absorption, assimilation takes place from a cellular level, if you do not have a healthy type water, you're going to be in some problems. Now, as I say, I always tell people, I didn't send all it to work. I don't pay all you. So if finances is an issue, go and get a filter. You can take nothing to go and buy a filter and filter your water, but you cannot drink regular water. All right? You need to increase your fiber intake. I would recommend things like chia seeds is very good. What you could do with the chia seeds, chia absorbs 10 times its weight in water. So what you can do is you take the chia and you take like about 2 tablespoons and you throw it in like maybe about an 8 ounce or a 12 ounce glass and you fill it with water and you leave it. So you leave it for a few hours, like maybe about 4 hours. And when you're going to observe, the chia is going to swell. What you can do with that, you could put it in a smoothie. You can maybe add some sea moss to it. You don't want any sugar, any milk, and you blend that. You know, just mix it with the osterizer, not too long, and you drink that. What chia does, as I said, it absorbs 10 times its weight in water. So when it goes down into the intestines, it's going to expand. And when it expands, it actually cleans the wall of the intestines. There are other things that we could recommend, but that would require things like, we have a gastro tea. We don't have any in stock right now, but I know we're going to get ordered a large amount of that because we had some clients who had really bad acid reflux and a lot of gastrointestinal problems, and they got very good results with that. The mineral formula is also very good with the colloidal silver in it and the magnesium. That's going to help your stomach as well, because magnesium does help your intestines as well. But again, you have to be careful the type of magnesium that you use, right? So I think I answered your question, I hope, as efficiently as you would have liked me to. There's also something we carry called digestive balance and digestive restore. So that's something you could also look at. But definitely from the home front, you would want to start to drink your olive oil. I would recommend a tablespoon of olive oil in the morning and in the evening time. Take out sugars out your diet. No milk at all, no dairy. Cheese out, butter out. Eggs are not dairy, right, people? So you could have your eggs with your yellow in it. All right. So those telephone numbers, again, you can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. And our locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks Building. Money Talks Building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We are also on the corner of Ramsonwood Street and the SS Erie Main Road in Dede, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. Yes, Mr. Green, sir.
All right, so we're going to take just two final calls here, and I know you have Facebook.
We have some Facebook people.
Persons as well, so let's see if I could just take these two final calls for now. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Could you just lower your radio for us, please?
Dr.Batson?
Yes, sir, good morning.
Yeah, I just want to find out if I have a vision problem. I'm not seeing too well. I can see, but I can't recognize things. If you can help me with that.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, well, I'll try to call tomorrow and make an appointment, right?
Okay, sir, no problem.
I can see, Dr. Batson, I exercise every day, right?
Right.
But I just drink a Gatorade. Is that safe?
Ooh. All right. I'll answer that, but I'll answer off the air. All right?
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you very much, right?
Good. Nice. Okay, so, all right. So, without getting too political and without somebody having to send a pre-action protocol letter for me, let me explain something to you. Anything that you drink, you must be able to bathe with it. Right? So, I'll give you plenty of information there, right? Also, anything that you consume, you must look at two things on the bottle when you're buying things. Look at the sugar and look at the sodium, right? So let me help you out. So you're going to answer your own question. That product that you just referred to, you'll go and look at it because you must have more home. You will notice that the sodium is not in grams, but the sodium is in milligrams. Now, there's a reason for that. Now, the sugar is going to be in grams. So every 4 grams of sugar that you see on any product is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. And any grams you see in sodium is also equivalent to 1 teaspoon of salt, right? So you would see most likely 280 milligrams. Now, if you do the maths and you divide that by 10, you're going to get 28. So that's 28 grams. 28 divided by 4 is what? 7. So it would mean that is 7 teaspoons of salt, right? So I answer your question for you, right? Water, when you exercise, is one of the best things to use. I always tell people that. If you see me in the gym, when I train in, if I'm running, you'll always see me with water. I don't drink anything else. And there's a reason for that. So pay attention to your sugar, pay attention to your sodium content. That's very, very important. Okay?
Definitely. I'll just take one final call and we can answer some of the Facebook messages. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Is this Dr. Batson associate?
Yes, sir. Morning.
I just have one quick question, Dr. Batson.
Yes, sir.
Who is to drink Glasgow? Because I like to drink Glasgow and I also give my children. Just wondering who the Glasgow drink is to drink.
Okay, so you can listen off the air.
Okay then.
All right, boss man. All right. Now, you all have to understand something, right? Now, okay. how do I put this, boy? Okay. So you see, if you ask me about specific products now, you put me in a particular space, right? Right. So there is a space, as I say, I don't want anybody send a pre-action protocol letter for me because I need to be careful what I say and how I say it, right? What I would say to you, especially when you're dealing with children, look at your ingredient profile. So look at it. Based on what I told you with the sugar, remember every 4 grams is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. So you look at that and make a judgment call. What I would say though, is that we have realized that a lot of products that they have now have a lot of sugar in it. So when you're dealing with children, and me especially when I'm dealing with children that are in my care, there are certain things that I do give them at all. If when you're by their mother and father, and then I talk about my nieces, my nephews, that kind of thing, or they could get that in their house, not in my house. You know, you have to be careful what you give children. I suggest with children, get them bush tea to drink, fever grass, a little cinnamon. Now I know it is an acquired taste. You could sweeten it with some honey and that kind of thing. But there's a reason why the Asian community, and you always hear me speaking about Chinese. I tell them anything Chinese taken, I take in 2 times the amount. Take what I'm telling you. You see when coming to health, then people know what they're doing. There's a reason why they drink certain things. So, you know, go back to old school. You know, even with children now, you know, there's something. Sausages. Sausages is one of the most unhealthy things in time. I remember seeing a child. I'll give you all an example. This child was diagnosed with lupus, a 7-year-old boy. His mother brought him to me. She was this woman was in a mess because she don't know what to do to her child. She running up and down the place. These doctors, they testing, doing a good job, as some of them do. And the doctor saying, "Ma'am, we don't know what's wrong with this child." The last doctor said, the consultant said, "Well, that had to be lupus. So we need to start him on some medication." Now, if you know what lupus medication is, it's not the best medication in the world to take, right? It's things like sulfasalazine and prednisolone, which is steroids, methotrexate. There's a load up. I don't want any 7-year-old child of mine taking that, or a 7-year-old child that is not even my own taking that. So she was concerned, so her father referred her. She came to me, I sat down. I did the blood analysis on the child, and when I did the blood analysis, it just basically corresponded to what I was thinking, that this child had a diet that was high in processed foods. So when I looked at the blood analysis, I told the mother, I said, "Why are you giving this child all this sausage to eat?" So she looked at me surprised and she was like, "Sausage?" I said, "You don't give this child sausage?" She said, "Yes, he loves hot dogs. That's one of his favorite foods." I said, "Well, that's the reason why he's sick." Right? Because of what she was giving the child to eat. He developed a situation where his gastrointestinal system became so inflamed that it contributed to significant inflammatory response in the entire body. So when the doctors did the test and they did like the C-reactive protein, they did the those type of tests, it was high because the inflammatory response was high in the body, but the inflammatory response was high based on the diet. I remember when I was younger, we used to get things like pumpkin. We used to get things, my mother would cut up like, sweet pepper and those type of things. You put it on the stove for a little while, you mix it, and we would have that. We would have bread, but it would be like maybe coconut bake, that type of thing. But we always had, it was never sausage. That's something my mother never gave us that. And there was a reason for that, right? Because there's a lot of processed food. It has a lot of sodium and different things inside it. And you don't want those things, right? So try melangen. You see choka? Choka is one of my most favorite. I don't know. Dion, you know what choka is, by?
Of course, Dr. Batson.
Watch me. Let me tell you something. I will sit down and eat. I sit down and eat a whole bowl of choka. Tomato choka. But I love melangen choka. I watch my melangen real good for you. And fellas, men, well, all it is kill tree and thing when all thing good for you. Always gonna pull the whole leaf. Melangen good for you, good for your junior companion. Melangen very good for your prostate and them kind of thing. Even tomato to choka, lycopene is one of the things that is give more when you do melangen, tomato choka. So go back to those type of things. Get a little okra, cut up the okra, and give the children that to eat. Stop giving your children these certain things to eat. So, boss man, that's not me buffing here, but I hope I answer your question, but I answer it in a kind of long way so that the other people listening would kind of get what it is saying. So
I guess you know, maybe possibly a lot of persons, Dr. Batson, I think they go for what is easier and accessible.
Yeah,
that is what causes.
That
they don't
is
really,
what
go,
causes
they get
the problem.
a soft drink, they pull out this,
and they pull out, and they don't understand what you're doing. And you see, the thing is, when we look at diet ethics, and that's one of my areas of specialization. I mean, I understand diet and nutrition, and there's no boast. To a completely different level to most of my counterparts. I mean, I think I'm unmatched, one of the unmatched in the world when coming to nutrition. I really know my stuff because, and a lot of people think, you know, Dr. Batson, you're being hard on the children. And no. When you have a 7-year-old, I tell you, if you see this woman come, this woman was in a condition, you know, she couldn't. When I was finished with her, the only thing she knew to do is cross the desk and kiss me. She said, Dr. Batson, you won't believe how happy I am. I said, your son will be better in a month. By the time you put you on that diet and you give him what I give you, take it and change the diet, and the child good. And I dealt with this client about 4 years ago. Parents, you have to understand what you're giving your children. This nonsense about snack bag. I see they drop my niece and sometime by me some years ago and bring a bag of snack. I throw it in the dustbin. I say, I only not eating that, not by me. I went, I buy banana. I ain't too much in the apple thing because I have a kind of coating nonsense they have on that. But once in a while, I'll use the green one. Grapes, and I went and got some fruits for them. That's all they had to eat. Because you see, the thing is, when your children do what you teach them, we have one of the highest levels of adolescent diabetes in the world. You know? You see how much I'm fat children work. All it could have been my children, all they had to be mad. Police would have locked me up. I was getting one of them big hamster wheel and put all inside of them, all they running whole day and drinking water. You mad? To bring diabetes for who? For who? These children are them obese, they're big and fat. Some of them, I see, this child is not even 10 years, and if you see the belly on this child, and I telling the mother, she telling me how is the father and the grandmother and them. I'm not carrying my child by no grandmother who gave my child foolishness to eat. You have to listen to me, that's my child. They're not drinking no sweet drink. If you give them sweet drink, you're not going to see them again. You'll come and look for them in my house. That's how dread I is. I don't play that because when the child gets sick, that's my headache. You will be home in your house sleeping, and I have worries when they have asthma and all this kind of nonsense.
I guess basically what you would normally say is that it's better to take care of the individual before you have to spend a lot of money.
Before you have to spend a lot of money. Yeah. Because as I say, I have 12 years of experience. I have people who come to me. I remember dealing with a young, I'm going to take this. I dealt with a young woman. She wasn't 40 years yet. And this person came to me on a dialysis. She's a dialysis patient. Dion, you don't know how dialysis. When people tell you about dialysis, Dion, you will become like Christ. You'll do better than Christ. You'll run on water. Dialysis is not no fun thing, you know. Dialysis is not fun, you know. You could imagine somebody telling you could only drink half cup of water, 4 ounces of water for the day. You could imagine you reach.
A friend who was on dialysis, she passed away, but she couldn't eat dashing bush.
Boy, watch me, you've been a mess. You've suffered. Dialysis, people they suffer. They don't worry. Them just putting a smile on their face. Them ain't happy. You could never be happy. You're not living life. You're not enjoying life. You're just going, getting by. And when she came, watch me, you can imagine. Now the thing is, when you go to dialyze, the first thing the nephrologist does ask you. It's our question they ask you all the time when you start dialyzing. You know what the question is? You can imagine somebody watching your face and asking you this. You're urinating still? Or in layman terms, they're asking you if you're peeing still. Because when you're on dialysis, you reach a point where you do not urinate. You can imagine what's going on inside your body. You can imagine what's going on with your urethra, what's going on with your bladder. Nothing passing there. They're going to start to calcify and they're going to start to harden up inside of there. You cannot, your body is 70% water. And you reach a stage in your life where you could only drink 2 ounces of water or suck ice. You have to be mad. Me, I prefer that. I'm telling you. I'm not going through that. So you have to understand what, and that's what people don't understand. They figure, well, listen to me, you're being thing and I'm young. That's the next thing with young people. Let me tell you something. These young people and them they have now. The World Health Organization say that this is the first generation in history that parents will bury their children. You let that statement resonate with you for a while. And you telling me I have a child and you bawling because you want ice cream and sweet drink to drink? Well, you will bawl till you're dead. I am not giving you it. When you reach 18 years and you leave my house, you can eat what the hell you want. Because then and you better not get in problems. Because with a parent like me, you're in trouble. Go and take your money and see about yourself. Because I didn't teach you to eat that foolishness.
Right.
I grew up in a household where the last time I drank a soft drink, I am telling you, I am 41. October the 17th, I will be 41 years. The last time I drank a soft drink, I was 7 years. I do not drink. I don't care what you say. I don't want that. What the hell I drinking soft drink for? You tell me from a nutritional perspective what a soft drink have inside of it. Nothing. You have sugar, you have CO2. Why would you be drinking carbon dioxide? You're a clown. Carbon dioxide is a waste. Is waste. You just breathe in, you just take in what? Oxygen, and you breathe out what? Carbon dioxide. So why are you drinking waste? You stupid? No, man. And then people is watching with the children. You're talking foolishness. And I'm fed up of people that are nonsense. I don't want to hear that. If you don't want to bring your child by me, no problem. You don't come, don't bring them.
Let me ask you something then, Dr. Batson. How long will it take for you to see signs of or the effects or the negative effects in a child drinking these kind of things? How long will it take? Not
long beyond. My youngest diabetic patient that I have ever dealt with was 4 years.
Wow. Okay, so that means they've been drinking.
Exactly, because when the parent come and the mother wasn't too happy, but I don't care. I tell her, I put them off my place. I say, listen to me, the entrance is the exit. Just mind how you're going down the stairs. Don't waste my time. Because I wasn't pleased with the way I spoke to them. And I mean, I wasn't rude. I was just plain. Because I'm telling them you have to change the diet. Them telling me they just give them. Because when I ask them what you give the children, you watch me in this kind of way have attitude and telling me I just give them what normal children just eat. You're talking foolishness to me. You think I was a clown? You come in my own place to clown me? You have to be out of your mind. Go your way. Go. And I tell them, because the grandmother called after, sorry for them. I said, Mom, I am not seeing those people. Your son is disrespectful and your wife even more disrespectful. They're not welcome in my place. They're not coming back. And your grandchild will not get better because they harden and they feed the child foolishness. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. And I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear because people like that. They like it to tell you what I want to hear this. People just tell me. And people use sometimes the ethnicity, sometimes the religion to, and I'll be careful of how I'm saying here, but people have to understand certain things. Because based on your particular religion, your particular ethnicity, you may eat a particular way. You understand what I'm saying? Good. Yeah, so I cannot now watch a man and say, hey, boss man, because you belong to a religion and this particular religion endorses this particular way of eating, then we're moving from a spiritual, so you figure I trying to interfere with your spiritual balance. Okay, good, I have no problem with that. So I will tell you, brother man, from a spiritual perspective, you understand what you understand. But I'm telling you from a biological perspective,
because they came to you.
You come to me. So I am saying to you that that amount of meat that you're eating or that particular fast that you're doing, you need to be careful how you're doing it because it could bring consequences afterwards. You could end up a diabetic, you could end up hypertensive. Because let me tell you something, you would realize without being facetious, without being disrespectful to anyone, certain ethnicities have a particular type of disease set that is going with them. You know? Yeah. And that's when you look at diabetes in this country, the people who primarily are diabetics fundamentally are East Indian people. And I mean, you might watch me, I mean, my head, how it looking here, but you know, I Indian family, right? As a whole color, you see me here. So the thing is, because of the diet, because that diet is flour, which is a roti flour, which is roti, then you're using aloo. East Indian people use a lot of aloo, which is potato, which is one of the worst things to use because that has a high glycemic index, so it makes you more prone to diabetes. Then you have rice. Rice is not, you shouldn't be eating rice every day. I know people say, when you eat a basin of rice, you're crazy. You're going to get diabetes. And then when you go from the perspective of even Muslims, Muslim men especially consume high amounts of meat. Remember, they use beef, they use a lot of lamb, they use a lot of things. So you usually find men who are of Muslim persuasion have a lot of gout. Now, I'm not saying that, but you understand what I'm saying? And you could trace that when you look at the people in the Eskimos, when you look at the French as it relates to the French paradox. So we obviously know that certain cultures and certain practices are going to give you specific consequences. And that's all I am saying. If you want to change that now without affecting your spirituality or whatever the case may be, fine. But I have given you the necessary advice. And that's just what it is. People just need to be real and understand that, listen to me, this is what I need to do. And this is what I need to change, to make the adjustment. Because at the end of the day, is you want to get better. And as regards to children, what you have to understand is that you have to, especially when you're dealing with children when they're very young, discipline them.
Yeah, because I know of a young child, maybe like 4 or 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like to eat food. You know, like food. He doesn't like to eat a plate of food. He does not in any way eat fruits.
Yeah.
You know?
No. That's the parents.
And they're very young.
Yeah.
The child is very young, so they like a lot of snack.
Because they started them off with that. Because once you start eating snacks, what people have to understand with snacks and certain types of food, the sugar and the salt in the food are very high. So as a result of that, it encourages you to eat it more. Right? Okay. So when you're dealing with children, especially, I have a nephew, very young. Watch me. That child can see tomato. He can't see carrot. He can't see don't know about mango. Watch me. He will eat all the mango there. Well, don't know about grapes. And he's young. He's going on 3 years. But he was brought up that way. He knows how to, and that's what you have to do. I had a child I dealt with ulcerative colitis. No, listen to it as I'm telling you. We're talking about 3 inches from colon cancer, a 4-year-old child, And when I told the parents, I said, listen to me, you see the foolishness. People just give children meat to eat, little children. You giving children pork and beef. You out of your mind? An adult stomach can't even tolerate that. You're going to give a 4 or 5-year-old child that foolishness and bawling about they eating from the pot where they're eating from. According to, watch me, I always tell people, before the Prime Minister said that, that's something I learned. My great-grandmother always used to say that you're big and you have sense. My great-grandmother used to talk, not telling you. I'm telling you, I know that all. I think the Prime Minister is the first person I hear that. Where you think he get that from? His grandparents and them used to tell him that you're big and you have sense. You talk to big people and tell big people what to do over and over and over. Come on, man. Come on, because the thing is, I tell persons, if you want to die and you make up your mind to dead, I have no problem with that in my beyond. That's the type of person I am. I don't tolerate foolishness on any level. On any level. I have some family there. When it is the plate, I don't remove myself from the nonsense. Them don't see me, them don't hear me. I don't even talk to some of them because I don't have time for stupidness. Right? I don't want you to bring anything negative into my spirit. I tell people, TD Jakes say people are the signs of mathematics. You have the addition, they can add to your life. It has some people they subtract. Get rid of them. You don't want them nowhere close to you. It has some people multiplication. They come into life and you see things multiply. There's assets. And it has some people it's subtraction. Them just take away. So I don't want that. So even with clients and dealing with people, if it is them 2 signs, subtraction and division, stay which part you live in. Stay in your house. Don't come back.
Dr. Batson, somebody said Dr. Batson and I born on the same day, so they're thinking the same way.
Yeah, so, it's about doing it. And last point, maybe before we go back, I know we have a lot of questions. You see this polycystic ovarian syndrome with these young ladies? Yeah. Parents, take care of your young daughters. Fathers, advise your young daughters. Mothers, because you see this dieting, these young ladies and them getting in some problems here, Dion. Watch me, it's knife for them. They're cutting them up left, right, and center with this polycystic ovarian cyst, and this is because of what all you're eating. And young ladies, regardless of how young you are, because young people have a feeling that they're invincible. I am here to tell you that you are not invincible. And I have seen young people die. I have seen young people suffer. The youngest stroke patient that I ever had was a 16-year-old student. 16 years. And if you see this boy promising, he used to play football and thing, one massive stroke he got. When he came to me, he could not even walk. He couldn't talk. The only thing he was doing was crying. That's all. Just see tears coming out his eyes. And you know why? He was physically active, but he used to drink a lot of soft drink, sugar, everything. You want ice cream. When he making tea, 3-4 tablespoons of sugar in the tea. And no matter how people talk to him, he don't listen. He didn't listen. You see what happened to him?
age was he?
16 years.
Okay.
16. You can imagine 16 years and you have a massive stroke. Your life done there. But I mean, there is real because he doing much better now, but still a far cry from what he would have been had he been, you know, healthy and doing what he was supposed to do, or being taught what he was supposed to do. So they don't take them things for granted, parents, and don't figure it's just once in a while, yes. You know, they do the little SCA, you carry them for a little ice cream, it's a little anniversary, it's a little birthday party, they eat a little piece of cake and all kind of thing. But don't you have your children eating foolishness every day? Fruits, a little balata, a little tippy tambu. I show them children don't know about that then, Dion.
Yeah.
Guava.
You know, I don't think, you know, we would normally say that the fruits are expensive, but if you have a space to plant or something, you can really plant stuff and have your things there. You know, because at the end of the day, you really don't want to have to spend a whole heap of money to really see about your children.
Because in the long run, that is why
in the long run,
we say if you think health expensive, try sickness. Let me tell you something. Everybody who tells you something, I tell you, I experience in this thing, you know. I have seen people. I remember a woman came to me. The doctors told her she had to do a triple bypass. Mature woman, in she 80s, you know. I said, triple bypass at 80 something. I said, them smart people, they drinking rum down there. I said, lady, you go on that table, you get up. She said, I know that. That's why I come to you. I said, here, what are you going to do for me, darling? I organize a product with some L-arginine. I tell her, go in the pharmacy. I said, go and buy CoQ10. And well, if the CoQ10 say, take 1, take 3. I change up the diet. You're eating your egg. Don't throw away the yellow of the egg. You're eating 3 eggs every week for me. I change up the diet up for certain things. Watch me. When I was finished with that lady in 3 months' time and she went back by the cardiologist, he watched, she looked, he checked, he watched. He said, what you do? She said, well, I changed up my diet and thing. A doctor had me drinking some tea. I give them some circulation tea. We had hard tea at that time. She drank the hard tea and thing. He said, well, I ain't seen anything again. No, you don't need surgery. Go. So let me tell you something. It's a thing for everything. Don't let nobody fool you. It's a thing for everything. It's a thing for your eye. It's a thing for your nose. It have women. It have things for your boss. It have men. It have thing for you. It have thing for your boy. It have thing for everything. It have thing for your hair. It have thing for your skin. It have thing for your eye. It have thing for your nails. The question is, are you taking it? Because whatever you put in is what you get out. Don't ever, watch me, your body don't forget, you know. Your body don't forget. Whatever you put in it, it has consequences. And it is remember. But here when it is remember and when it is remind you the foolishness you do. You see when you get older, when you start to hit 50 and 60 and you start to get pain in your waist and when rain fall, you know when rain come in and when it come in and your head hurting, you know, kind of thing. That's when your body just tell you, hey, you see the stupidness you do when you was younger, I deal with you now. So as the old people say again, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
Definitely, Dr. Batson. I see we have a few messages here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the time as well, so let's see how we can. Let's see how best we can go. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hey. They hear us.
So we missed that. We missed that one. So let's take one of these. Let's take one of these messages. Okay. Sciatica pain. Do you have anything to that can help with that, Dr. Batson?
Yes, we do. Sciatica. So okay, so sciatica easy to deal with, you know. Inflammation formula. What you have to understand when you have a musculoskeletal issue. So when we're talking musculoskeletal, we're talking about the entire system that addresses musculoskeletal. So we're talking about bones, tendons, ligaments, synovial fluid, all that type of thing. So your bones, just like I was saying earlier in the discussion, that it have things for everything, so it have things for your bones. So one of the things that I've shared so much time with persons is CMOS. we have that in stock right now, though. I know we get it. There's a very good stem cell product that we recently acquired. I'm a big advocate of nutritional stem cell products. This one a little on the pricey side compared to the ones that we had before. It's maybe like about double the price. But watch me, this product is a boss product, A-class. I use it for myself. Recently, I took it before I went to the gym. And I was amazed at, yes, Miss Lesley-Ann Pionkowski. Hey, I've actually pronounced your name, my dear. She said, prevention is better than cure. A pleasant good morning to one of my top fans and one of my very good friends, Miss Lesley-Ann. She said prevention is better than cure. So true, Gil. Yeah, so with that, you find that stem cells would help those things, right? And some of the things that I mentioned there. But, don't run unless anybody go and open up your back. I have seen people come to me with serious back problems. They couldn't even walk, and they're good now. A lot of the time, it has to do with deficiency, because you remember your musculoskeletal system is the structural support of your body, yeah? And then when you have a lot of acid and inflammation, which a lot of you guys have, your body pulls calcium. Your bones are comprised of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in the form of calcium phosphate, right? So when you have excess acid and inflammation in your body, your thyroid controls the amount of calcium that leaves your bones and go into your bloodstream at any given time. So what that means is that when you lose calcium, people think you can only have osteoporosis, but no, you don't only have osteoporosis because the whole structural integrity is being compromised. Remember your spine or your core. So your spine, your rib cage, that is what holds up your body. Now you have your axial, your upper skeleton and your lower skeleton. Now that entire thing is attached, but your spinal column is the biggest support aspect of your musculoskeletal system. So that has the most amount of strain and it should be the strongest. So you hear people talk, especially people who do exercise and that type of thing, you hear they always talk about strengthening your core. Your core is what? Your core is that middle aspect of your body, your abdominal muscles, your rib cage, your sternum goes straight around to your spine there. So that part of your body is supposed to be exceptionally strong and healthy in order to maintain proper structural integrity and structural health in the body as it relates to the musculoskeletal system. Right? So that is, one of the things that you could pay attention to, and you could also get those products. In addition to that, you could give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. Let me say a pleasant good morning to the hardworking management and staff at Batson Associates, Ms. Roma. Wait, I'll change your surname, Roma. Roma, for some reason, I can't remember his surname now. Roma, Miss Budram, Dongain, Baby in Shogunas, Mr. Wilson, Miss Jenna Marshall, Miss Hills, LaShawn Hills, Miss Robinson, Jan Robinson, Miss Marshall, Viviana, Miss Monica Passad, who again I'm forgetting, boy, Mr. Paul Green, Mr. Bustamante, Miss Eleanor in Tobago, Latoya, Mr. Shakil Jamil John. This is the man responsible for all our social media. Did I forget anybody? Why? And Miss Ananda, working hard in our marketing department. A pleasant good morning to you guys. We have some new people coming in just now again because we need to make this team bigger to deal with this work that we're doing. So, you guys, always a pleasure to be in your company. I'm always very humbled, despite my big mouth, for the support that we get. Yeah, a humble, but that's not a big mouth. With persons and, the persons who have actually come to us and get better. I mean, at Batson Associates, I tell persons, if we deal with 100 people, 99 fully satisfied. And I think that's a good track record to have. I always tell persons, if we have dealt with you and you're not satisfied, we're going to address that. You're going to have a reason that you wasn't satisfied. But you need to be honest with yourself and, follow the instruction. Because a lot of you just lie. They tell little tales and fibs. Where you say, Dr. Batson didn't eat this, but you already eat it. Remember, I not live in your house. I not God. I can't see what you're doing. But you came to us for a reason. And you know, you could fix, but you have to understand sometimes fixing take time. I have clients who stick with me for years, months, and they got the results that they're looking for. Rome wasn't built in a day. But you know, once you're willing to work, we could get you on simple thing, you know, you use a little circulation tea, some tea, a little puer, some water. You know, people just take circulation tea, water, and santulan, and they feel on top of the world. Just recently, a client was telling me that. So, you know, we have your eye optics formula, so we have your eye health in check. For your circulation, we have circulation tea. For blood pressure, we have blood pressure tea. For blood sugar, I know blood sugar control. I have to apologize to you guys. We didn't have that for a while. We're going to be getting like maybe in about the next 2 weeks because the supplier didn't have COVID again. You know, so with that in mind, let me go over to Mr. Dion because I know our time is looking a little shaky there. So.
Well, what I did, Dr. Batson, and I really have to apologize for those who are calling in the messages as well. But I sent a message for you in the chat. If you could just check that out because I wasn't too sure about some things about it.
Okay.
So you can maybe check that out as well. If you could answer that question.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll answer it just now. See, Shakil is trying to get it for me. Let me just give them telephone numbers in the meantime. So those telephone numbers again are 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 3149975. That's 3149975. Miss Lisa Marshall is saying, Dr. Batson, Trini in US here until you can ship internationally. What can I use for hypothyroidism and glaucoma? Okay, hypothyroidism and glaucoma, I would recommend you go to the health shop and tell them you want kelp. So you could get some kelp. Also tell them you want some organic wheatgrass. And for the glaucoma situation, tell them you want something called astaxanthin. Not astaxanthin, something lutein and zeaxanthin. So tell them you want an eye product that has lutein and zeaxanthin in it. And zeaxanthin is spelled with an X. And they should be able to give you that assistance until we're able to supply you with your eye drop and all those other things. Yeah, Dion, you sent the message on Facebook or you sent it in our stuff here?
No, in our chat right here.
Okay.
In our chat that we have right here.
Okay.
That we are speaking on. In the chat box, you can maybe check there and see if you see it.
Okay. Yeah, we trying to get it, but like we're getting some problems. Is it at all possible you could send it to my phone?
All right, let me see if I can do that.
If you could send it to my phone, please.
All right, let me see if I can do that.
In the meantime, let me just go through some of these things here. Miss Perlin Henry Rajpal. Good morning, Dr. Batson. Good morning, Mrs. Rajpal. Miss Alicia Comabach. Good morning, Dr. Batson. You need a clinic spa so we can come and totally detox and get good nutrition. Yeah, well, you're getting that just now, man, Miss Comabach. Just now we're doing that. Is ghee good for the body? Miss Paula Farinha. Actually, ghee is actually good for the body. Yeah? That's actually a good question. Ghee is a type of fat that falls in the category of a healthy fat. So it is actually good for the body. It helps with circulation. It helps with healthy gastrointestinal health. It also helps with circulation and liver health. So it is something good to use. Okay.
I think I sent a message to your phone, Dr. Batson. You can maybe check it out.
All right, good. Ms. Dawn Ellis, always a pleasure to have you. And I agree with Dr. Batson. I wonder what parents are thinking when they try to give their children what they want and not do what is necessary for optimal health for them. Yeah. Ms. Dawn Ellis, I believe she is a dentist or involved in the field of dentistry. She was saying, making a point where she deals with a lot of children with a lot of cavities. And when she asked the parents what's going on, they say, well, he likes a lot of snacks and a lot of candy. Yeah, makes no sense, right? Okay. All right, so patients after. So this patient, a cancer patient, did 16 chemotherapies in the general hospital for throat. Bought out all over her teeth. Oh, okay. Okay, so they use a product called Ezekiel Factor Regenerate. That's a good product. And also Total 12. Please can I come back? Okay, I got you. Okay, so someone asked some information with some cancer there. All right, so the thing is, okay, so let me touch quick on cancer. Cancer is something when people hear it, they just get, oh God, it is just shatter in the bones and all kind of thing. Technically, cancer is not a hard thing to deal with. Technically. When I say technically, think of, all right, think of bad, okay, so imagine you get a bad cut, right? But the cut is not healing properly. So it gets infected and it's not getting the tissues, or the cells are not healing properly to give you the tissues to build back that particular type of cell to make it healthy. Cancer is an unusual duplication of cells. Cancer can only exist in a particular type of body. Always remember that. I do not get into the politics of a lot of things just for the politics reason, because I don't argue with nobody. I passed that stage in my life. When I know in the thing and I was younger and, you know, a little ferocious and lacked experience, I used to behave very terrible. But I be even better now. Although you all might say it's a good thing, I be even better now, right? But, you know, I don't get into the politics where cancer is concerned. What I could tell you, there are certain foods that cancer does not like. So make a list. Get a pen. Karaili is one. You see this thing they call Karaili, what they call bitter gourd, bitter melon? Cancer don't like that. It doesn't like soursop. It don't like the leaf, it don't like the bark, it don't like the root, it don't like the fruit. Right? Cancer does not like mushrooms. There's a reason again, them Chinese and them shiitake and ganoderma and all those type of mushrooms. Cancer don't like that. Anytime people's diet, CMOS, cancer don't like that. There's something called latril, which is vitamin B17, which you get from apricot seeds. Cancer don't like that. It does not like baking soda. It doesn't like rough skin lemon in hot water. So there are certain things that you could do if you don't want to get cancer to prevent it. Not so? Now, it's from a supplemental perspective. It have a lot of things I could call for you. There's a product that we use at Batson and Associates called Transfer Factor. Watch me, that's one of the most impressive products I ever come across in my life. I personally use it. We don't have any in stock right now because whenever it comes, I bring it for specific people, it goes very quickly. Resveratrol. Cancer don't like that. Resveratrol is what you get from the skin of grapes. Olive oil. Cancer don't like olive oil. Right? So you have a long list of things in your house that you could use to prevent you from getting cancer, or even any treatment protocol associated with cancer. Because once you get cancer and they deal with Western doctors, they're going to give you chemotherapy and radiation, which is always a personal choice. I don't get involved, me telling you what to do. I can just give you my advice. But we're looking to prevent. We're looking at ounce of prevention better than a pound of cure. Let me tell you what cancer like. Plenty stress. Plenty sugar. You see, meat, cancer love meat, especially sausage. See, processed food, chips, potato chips, all them chips, fry up thing. Cancer like that. So you need to ensure that your diet is one that you're putting in things that is not conducive to getting cancer. If you do research, I was astonished because I was doing some research for somebody I'm helping out with a thesis they do. And the research was on bitter melon, or what is known as bitter gourd. Watch me, cancer don't like that thing at all. So have your little Karaili. I just take Karaili now and cut it up fine. Because I don't like how this tastes. I find it real bitter. But I cut it up fine and put it in salad with kale and lettuce and, you know, little raisins and almonds and, you know, so the salad tastes nice. So the little sweet thing, this sort of, you know, balance of the bitter. But the most important thing is getting it into the body. The teas that we offer at Batson and Associates, cancer don't like pu'er tea, it doesn't like oolong tea, it doesn't like white tea. Inflammation formula, we have gotten some good results with that. So the thing is, when you're dealing with somebody with cancer, what you have to do, you need foods that are very nutrient dense. So that they're incoming things like wheatgrass, spirulina, greens formula, silver, all those type of things, advanced chlorophyll, all those type of things. So if you know someone very quickly who battling cancer, I am not going to change what it is you're doing. But let me tell you something. If you have cancer, if you're doing chemotherapy, you're doing radiation, I don't care what you believe in and I don't care what your doctor believes in. That's all your business. Let me tell you something. If you eat foolishness, you're dead. Right? You will suffer. You cannot be dealing with cancer and eat nonsense. Anybody who telling you you have cancer and you can eat where you want, I telling you they're talking foolishness. They don't you go back to school. They want you to dead. You're talking nonsense. You cannot eat bread and sugar and flour and all them kind of foolishness and be a cancer patient. Your diet needs to go green. Lettuce, cucumber. You see that thing they call cressels? Watergrass? Or watercress rather? You know the bottom part, you just wash it out clean, you don't throw it that. Blend up that, drink it. Okra, karaili, cucumber, sweet pepper. The problem with a lot of people is that when they get in the problems, then they want to use everything. And it has worked sometimes, but again, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Ms. Dawn Ellis is saying she's a dental hygienist with 39 years experience. Thank you so very much for that. All right.
Yeah, I was just going to ask because our time has gone, but I just want to ask this two final questions really quickly. If someone has
Ms. Pamela Moses say a little better, LOL. Okay.
Is lipoma in the neck area?
Lipoma. Yeah,
Lipoma,
that's fats. That people who have that, they have a problem with the liver. So you need to look at dealing with your liver. Most likely you might have a fatty liver, right? So fatty liver could be corrected. So you need things like liver tea, you need inflammation formula, advanced chlorophyll. You need no cold water in your diet. Again, take that out completely out of your diet, no cold water. Start using more hot teas, no milk and sugar in the tea. What you could also do, get some olive oil and take a tablespoon of olive oil every day.
Last and final, someone who has cancer, Dr. Batson, stage 4 cancer, it's beginning to spread, but it's already spreading. Is there anything that an individual can do for that?
Yeah, definitely. You could do. We have helped. We have helped some cancer patients on death's door already. You know, people in fact. The only thing with cancer, I'll be honest with you, when you're dealing with, you see what people have to understand, when you allow something to get so bad, I mean, no fault of your own possibly, because plenty of people, cancer don't hurt, you know. You know, people walk around cancer, they don't know how cancer is. When something starts happening, start to press on something, press on your bladder, press here, then you realize. The thing is, it is be a little expensive because supplements that would help you. Because remember, you're dealing with something that is almost like if you're trying to reconstruct the entire body, you know. So you're talking about things like resveratrol. Resveratrol not cheap. You're talking about pine bark extract. That's not cheap. Transfer factor. Transfer factor is a specific. Let me tell you how intelligent transfer factor is. Transfer factor is an extract from breast milk, you know. Because transfer factor is the messenger that your body uses to improve your immune system. Transfer factor has been proven scientifically to improve and increase your immune system and your immune response by 475%. You know, scientifically proven. You know. So those things are not cheap. Those supplements fall in a different realm of supplements. It's not your average vitamin C. You could go and buy an API on something or $80-something or a vitamin D3 or a zinc and thing. You're talking about expensive supplement. When you start talking about stem cell, so I could help you. I can make recommendations for you, but sometimes it comes down to the money. Which again, when we say now, ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Because when the thing bad, that is when you have to get the body. So you need to put things down. So it's almost as if the body not almost as if the body rebuilding itself. So it has to change that whole internal, what is the word? The internal terrain, the biological terrain. If you go and research that, biological terrain, medical doctors not trained in that. People like myself, we have to do that. When you understand what the biological terrain is, that terrain must be conducive to healing. So someone who has cancer, you have to create an environment that is conducive not only to healing, but is conducive to correcting and improving circumstances in the body. From a cellular perspective, cells give you tissues, tissues give you organs, organs give you organ systems, and organ systems give you the body. anyone who is diagnosed with cancer, I don't care what treatment protocol they do, it's going to come back.
All right, definitely.
Okay.
So, guys, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. We really do apologize for those who are calling and we're not able to take their calls. For those who have sent their messages that we were not able to discuss, we do apologize. Dr. Batson, you're going to be on Facebook for how long?
Yes, I'm going to be on Facebook for a few more minutes. You know, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Dion, always a pleasure to be with you. A pleasant good morning to the Sky family again, and those listeners, those of you who have welcomed me into your home. I hope I would have been of some benefit to you. Remember, all of this comes from a place of love. A lover, not a fighter, right? A little strict with it, but I have seen, when you have seen what I have seen, then you would understand why I behave the way I behave. You know,
well,
but
I feel you get a title, you know, Dr. Batson as the buff doctor.
That's no problem. I gladly appreciate that. Someone put on the live the other day if a reprimand was a person. So I will take that. So, Sky family, God bless, be safe. And make sure in that Sunday lunch you're eating today, you'll have some salad in it. And, you know, until next week, please, God bless and enjoy the rest of the day. Facebook family, stay on. I'll answer some of your questions and we'll finish up on Facebook. Dion, God bless. Enjoy the rest of the day. You too.
Likewise. You're listening to Sky 99.5 FM.
Yes, Facebook. So Facebook, let me see if I can take some of your questions. We have 196 comments. We have 2 shares. All right, so let me see if I can run through some of these things for you guys. Miss Cooking is saying, my 18-year-old has low blood count, so I brought Synergy and the chlorophyll for her, and she has fibroids. What we noticed is that every 7 days, she has been bleeding. Okay, heavy. My question is, can you still use these products with a heavy bleeding? Anything we can... Yeah, anything we can use to get back the balance back to get rid of the fibroids? Do we have to wait to get her balance back to deal with the fibroids? Okay, that's Miss Cooking. Yeah, what are you going to have to do? Okay, so they're going to get some heavy bleeding because you're starting to bring back the balance to the hormones. The good thing about it, the chlorophyll will help with the blood count. What they would need to do is they'll need to get the women's formula. I hope we have in stock. I know we should have the women's formula. And then once we get back the balance and get them built up, we're going to deal, even though it's dealing with the fibroids already, but it's going to address the fibroids. We're going to address the fibroids in their entirety or collectively, or dot our I's and cross our T's where that is concerned a little later on. All right. Ms. Jasmine Cote, yes, she says, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Yeah, makes sense, right? Yes, Ms. Cote, I love you too. Ms. Veronica Worrell, thank you, doctor. Always a pleasure to listen to you. I recommend you to persons. Thank you so very much. Ms. Lynette God, can you help with blocked salivary glands? When I eat, sometimes the gland starts to itch and swell. Yeah, we can help with that, man. What you could do, you need to get some silver formula, the silver with the magnesium. You also need to get some inflammation formula. Cut out cold water from your diet if you have that, and try and use the Santulan circulation tea alkagen water. All right, Miss Carolyn Morency Blake, good day. There's a person I know with a plexiform fibroma and has to do surgery internally. What can be done for her? Whew. They sent me back to school, but I had to research that. All right, just give me a minute. Let me check out something like that. The thing is, it depends on where it is located, which once I check, I would get. So let me do some checking, and I'm gonna get back to you because I really first time I'm hearing about that. All right, Angela Andrews, always a pleasure listening to you, Dr. Batson. Thank you so very much. Miss McFarlane, Dr. Batson, we appreciate all your help and wisdom. Thank you so very much. Alicia de Freitas, good day. Much respect to you, Dr. Batson. I am 60 years. I have type 2 diabetes. managing by diet for 4 years. Okay, good. I eat fish and vegetables and fruits, always healthy, and all the herbs and roots. But I have a sweet tooth. I recently got ill and I had a bad kidney infection. Okay. A kidney infection that caused my sugar to go high, 17, 19, 22. So I am injecting insulin. I am very much more disciplined in my diet now and should have done better. I am reducing the insulin and diabetic nurses said I am a model patient and I hope to wean off as soon. Medication after. I am a mild chronic anemic and I have poor circulation and varicose vein. How can I manage these and what things I can use to improve them? Okay, where are you located? Are you in Trinidad? Alicia de Freitas. Okay. Okay, well, it's good to hear that you're doing that. Yeah. What you'll need to do, you need to get some silver with the mineral formula. You should get some of the advanced chlorophyll. You should also get the optimizer and that stem cell product that I was talking about. Very, very good product. It is impressive, very impressive. Miss Jackie Tyson, recommendation for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Yeah, Miss Tyson. No cold water. I don't know where you're located. I don't know if you're in Trinidad. But there was a recipe that I had given with raisins for the liver. That is a good recipe that you could use. So you get a cup of raisins, the black raisins, right? You wash them out. And then what you do, you boil a cup of water, hot as it could come, a rolling boil. And you throw it on the raisins and you leave it there for 8 hours. And after you do that, you get a half cup of olive oil and you throw all the ingredients into an osterizer and you blend it up and you keep it in your refrigerator in a glass bottle preferably, and you take a tablespoon in hot water and you drink that every day. That should help you. We also have a product at Batson Associates called stem cell product. That's also going to help for that situation as well. The liver tea, Santulan, could also help you as well. As a person who has had cancer, could you say again what preventative products to take? Ward is asking that. Preventative products, you're looking at resveratrol. So anything that has resveratrol in it, Genesis is one. I'm a big advocate of Genesis. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Inflammation Formula. There's also a product that we use that has mycelium in it. I could also always get the name of that for you. That's a good product. You should use soursop, a lot of it. The rough skin lemon with the hot water, that could help too. Once you do not have hypertension, you could also use interchange baking soda. So you take a half teaspoon of baking soda and 8 ounces of water like every other day, and you do that for a month, then you rest a month, then you start back doing it. If you're seeing blood in your urine, Darrell Perkinson, Darrell, that's serious, man. You could have a bladder infection or a kidney infection. So you need some alkagen water, Santulan mineral formula, inflammation formula, advanced chlorophyll. That's something. Kidney tea could also help, kidney and prostate tea as well. All right. Or Darrell is asking for his mother. All right. Yeah, but she could use that. All right. Miss Pat Primers. Good morning, Dr. Batson. My knee is making noise, Papa. All right. What can I use for it? It is not paining. It's only making some noise. Okay, Miss Primers, you need to get that stem cell product. And when we get that that collagen, you need to get that as well. That will fix that problem for you. All right. Suli O.C. Constantine. Loss of weight, stomach cramps, but dull and passing of stool that looks oily and light brown. What can be done and what should be done? They also have GERD. Okay. Alkagen water. I don't know where you're located. I don't know if you're in Trinidad. Alkaline water. The alkagen water. Santulan mineral formula. You could also use some optimizer in there, some circulation tea. That would help. If the person doesn't have any issue with hypertension, they could use some baking soda too. Half teaspoon or a teaspoon and 8 ounces of water first thing in the morning. Okay. Or at least the freighters you in the UK. All right. Okay. So I'm going to send a message for you where that is concerned. Becca is saying, I have a lump on my neck, doc. What can be done? Well, it depends on the lump. Is it how it feels? It's feeling hard. Does it feel like bone? Is it feeling like fat? Is it feeling like muscle? What is it feeling like? You need to give me some more information when I'm concerned. All right, guys. Okay, so it's 11:33. I believe we had a very good live this morning. I came pumped for you guys this morning. I had a very good breakfast. And you know I'm always enthusiastic to do what I do. So let me give you those telephone numbers. Again, you can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. Our locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That's Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Dede, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. Very quickly, you're going to, I see all asking questions, and I feel sorry to just leave all the like that. So let me see if I can do some more. Jill Tony, hi, Dr. Batson. What can one eat when diagnosed with type 1 diabetes? Asking for a friend of mine. Okay, type 1 diabetes, you need nutrient-dense foods. So you could use a lot of chia seeds. That's good. Plenty sweet pepper, cucumbers. You could also use this thing. Quinoa is also very good. Try and have more greens in your diet. You could also do intermittent fasting, the 12 hours fasting. Use your eggs. Use the yellow of your eggs too as well. Right? What can be done for tonsillitis? Charles is asking that question. That easy, man. You need to get some inflammation formula, some alkagen water, the mineral formula with the silver. That's going to work really good. In 2 2s, you don't have that problem again. Right? It was?
The lump.
Oh, the lump is soft. What to do? Go and buy some, this thing. The black Jamaican castor oil. You get the black Jamaican castor oil, you heat it and keep rubbing it on the bump. And go to Batson and Associates, well, providing you in a vicinity where you can visit us, and get the mineral formula, the inflammation formula, Santulan, alkagen water, and some of the circulation tea. All right? Ms. Leslie Ann Pionkoski. Lord. All right, I'm trying. When you say it, I always remember it, Dr. Batson, what can cause a male losing feeling is his right hand. He has had prior heart problems. You need to pay attention to that. It means the circulation is bad. The circulation is really bad. So he needs to get the L-arginine product at Batson and Associates, inflammation formula, circulation tea. We might have to check his hydration. Most likely he does not hydrate properly. All right, Ms. Gonzalez.
She said thank you.
You're very welcome. Good morning, sir. Can you give us some advice on how to kill a rash that is under the breast and between both thighs? Very or smell as well. 76 years. Okay, they need to get there's a product we carry which is a silver product. It has colloidal silver in it. It's a gel that would be able to give them some help in that situation. The inflammation formula, advanced chlorophyll as well. All right. Ms. Vidya Abdul is asking, Dr. Batson, how long should you take the raisin and olive oil mixture for the fatty liver? And how is it different from just drinking the raisin water? Thanks. The raisin and olive oil, you could use it until the mixture is done because that should last you a little while. So it can last you like maybe about anywhere between 2 weeks. So I suggest you use it like 2 weeks to a month and you'll see some good results. What could you use for heel spurs? Heel spurs is problem with calcium imbalance and acid. So you need to use, what you need to do is get a ball, like a tennis ball, and put it under your foot and roll it like all the time to actually help the bones go back in. But you need things like mineral formula. You also need to watch your magnesium intake. So magnesium chloride, not magnesium chloride, sorry. Magnesium chloride, liquid magnesium chloride. We usually have in stock, there's a particular one that I use that could give you some help there. And we could go from there with the heel spur. All right. That's the body pulling. So that's because of acid, you're getting problems with calcium being leached. So it goes to the most sensitive part of the body and you're going to experience the pain there. Hence your heel, because remember you're always walking, right? Okay. So thank you very much, you guys. Miss Alison Morris is saying that she has back pain and down your leg. You know, I need some circulation tea, some mineral formula, or go to a very good chiropractor. All right. So it's always a pleasure, guys. I've talked a lot and I've interacted a lot, so I'm very hungry now. I feel like what I ate this morning just went. Okay, so always a pleasure, guys. Remember to check out our page. We have some of those things posted. We have the circulation tea is posted. We have the nerve restore is posted. We have the advanced chlorophyll is posted. The eye optics formula is also posted as well. So check us out. Guys, Becca, thank you very much. Guys, always a pleasure. Pleasant good morning. To Miss Barbara Alain, if you're listening, my dear, always a pleasure to be in your company. Always a pleasure to interact with you. Miss Pauline McKenna, my dear. Miss Leslie-Ann Pionowski. I will get your name down correctly someday, my dear. Always a pleasure. Miss Empress. Miss Pamela Moses, my dear. Yes. You enjoyed today's program. Yeah, I behaved very terrible, eh? Always a pleasure, my friend. And I wish you guys good health. And, you know, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. God bless you guys. Miss Mary Elizabeth, thank you very much. Miss Carolyn Morency Blake, always a pleasure. Miss June Jatan. Love you guys and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. God bless. Okay? Take care of yourself.